Hello, and welcome to a totally clean and professional streaming setup. I'm Robin and Anna Jack without a C, and we're playing some more Final Fantasy XIV Online, a Realm Reborn, starring Dog Vomit. Because why not? Yes, we're beginning this thing from the very top. As you can see, when you log in, you get a whole bunch of windows. Don't worry about it. Wonderful, but also cursed. Absolutely. Computers are the worst, and I wish they weren't invented, but also they let me look at terrible, terrible things all the time, so how could I live without? So, just as a little thing that I want to let y'all know, as we're doing these, I'm supporting a couple of different GoFundMes, which I'll be showing off here. You can see that we got FundMes for my roommates and friend Brody and our mutual friend Kiki Lemiao. Brody has been through some pretty major medical stuff in order to stay active in her line of work, and she needs help recovering. The surgeries were off delayed, so she wound up losing a lot of work and a lot of time, so her funding is needlessly lacking. This was after a year a number of years of financial misfortunes, including a lot of moving, losing a dog, losing a car, losing a lot. So she deserves a break. Kiki, while they themselves are fine, their family lost a lot. Their father and brother lost basically everything in the LA fires. And they are still locked in with a mortgage for a house that no longer exists. So, any amount that you can help raise or boost will be a big help. And those alerts will be on here as we progress through the stream. So, if you want to donate, even just $5, $10, whatever, that'd be great. I would love it. So, take those off for now, and we'll go ahead and get started. Yeah. So, as I stated, I'm Robin. At Anna Jack without a C. This is 14. Let's go. We were actually picking up with the Rogue Quest line. For those of you who don't remember, and I don't know why you wouldn't if you were there for the 6-hour stream, just a minor commitment, really. We got started. We're just a lowly adventurer in Limsa Lamenta. We started as a big axe-wielding marauder that hits rocks, but now we're a rogue, and that's a lot more fun. So we're gonna stick with that. Let's head inside and see what our guildmates have to say about our progress. And our next path. On the path to being a dimber-damber with the stabbers. Ah, Doug. Just the mutt I was hoping to see. I don't know, what's the voice? Scottish. Be some nasty trouble brewing. Client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. Pulling underfoot and astray on this as well. You're right, little rogue. I can't do an accent. Rogue family reunion. I'll find it on the way. We'll get there. Who doesn't have 6 hours, right? I can go do a pirating. Exactly. Jack, the client's arrived. Our guest here has come from Maelstrom Command, with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself. So you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. So several days ago, when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed the pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell in a black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found the village almost completely destroyed. It was a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse. Thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. You'd think these pirates never heard of the code. Pillaging all these culls and dipping their wicks in the slave trade. Headed the right way for a good stabbing. Aye. Though it ain't set down in so many ways. The code's notoriously unforgiving against those that raise weapons against the weak. After all, first pirates in these parts were culls that what was fleeing oppression in the Northern Sea. Ignore your history and you risk becoming what it was you hated most. So, you've emerged first then. That we do. From the descriptions given to us by the escaped villager, we've determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. It would appear, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other Lamenton citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. And we've let it happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy. But merely tracking down those poor souls who have already been sold is proving heavily taxing on our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but it runs the risk of drawing the small folk's attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jelly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody. That you do so with the utmost discretion. Consider it done. And those nasty coves will feel our short blades pricking into their backs. They'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'm going up to the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, the cab. You two lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigation. And see what you can whittle about the culls what have already been sold. Dog, you're coming with me. Think you're ready for the next step of your education. Hello, AJ! And yes, boo privateers, boo the sellouts of the pirate world. So we get after these slaving cutthroats then. Client tells me that the Jolly Merchantmen set sail from Ailport a few bells ago. Oh, aye, they might even board an Imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they're putting on to amuse the Admiral's swabs. I reckon the rest of the crew will be back on land, looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of chattel. And just to prove my theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping about the Ruffmans in Lower Laodicea. There's a Ben Cove over at Moravi Dry Docks by the name of Swarsant, but likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his blazes keen for the guild. Head over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon, like. I am so winning. I have knives, and I'm dog vomit, and I'm playing 14, and I'm helping friends, and I'm saying hi to other friends. So, yeah. I'm winning so good. So, we already have a teleport for Moravi Dry Docks. How you doing, AJ? And how you doing, Sushiwaka? I haven't seen you in a while. I myself am doing pretty well. Given that I keep going to karaoke and blowing out my voice is actually doing surprisingly well, even if my upper range is a little bit, mad at me. It's not all croaky like it usually is. I wound up going to karaoke last night, and because the queue was so short, even though there were a lot of people, like, I wound up singing like 6 songs. Full belt. Ugh. I know what you are. What can old Swarson do for you? Karaoke power! Hunted down Jolly Merchant slavers. Oh, that explains a few things. Was keeping an eye on the bustle around the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. It's rough-looking sort, one of your pirates, I'd wager. Well, it's brought along another bloke and his poor, skinny lass. Seen whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying about the slavery business is true, then that Jolly Merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to market. No. He likely has a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the Salt Strand. That doesn't leave you much time. said Jack was on his way, yes? You'd best go on ahead. I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Alright, chilling out, finishing out Goblin Week, hell yeah. So I can do the flavor before I go do a thing tonight. Hopefully I can do some laundry before then too. Hell yeah. I've been doing a lot of laundry this week. I've been learning how to bypass the hand wash setting for hand wash instructions for a bunch of sweaters I got. I actually got a bunch of stuff from Stitch Fix, thanks to Lark. Thank you, Lark. They're right behind me, but they don't have to say anything if they don't want to. There we go. Just a weak groaning. And if you want to check out AJ's stuff, please, AJ, link your Blue Sky or your Instagram or whichever one you want, because I love your Goblin Week. I love your flavor of the week, and I want to share it. Let's zoom out finally, because even though we love looking at dog vomit, that's the thing that's like what we know about dog vomit, is that we love looking at her. We love looking at and enjoying dog vomit on our eyeballs. A joke that will never stop being funny to me. I love your stuff, AJ. I hope you know that. Yeah. Abandoned rocket ship beast guy. There you go. Go look at them. They're very good. He also has good opinion. Orsons came through for us, eh? I wonder if I accidentally set up the monitor for 14. Something is... Yeah, I did. We're just gonna... Oh. Okay, it's gonna sound a little better now. What do we got here? This one looks a charmer. Sudden move, I told you. Peg like grandma, almost quicker than you, miserable sacks of shite. Maybe you need another thrashing, is that it? You already figured out what happens when you drive me generous patience. I'm sorry. Please, no more beatings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food. Walter. Then get in the boat and shut your traps. We'll get fed when we reach the other side. Other side? Where are you taking us? Are you challenging me, or just plain daft? Told you to keep your bleating mouth shut. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Quiet and scaly arse, she's weeping again. Listen, we're headed to Aleport, alright? That's where me and my shipmates gather to take stock in the merchandise. Decide what gets sold where. See, some buyers want only lads, while others are looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we can make more coin than we ever did scrapping with the Empire's war galleys. Not you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is we loaded onto the Jolly Merchantman, sailed off to God's nowhere, and Limsa will be a distant memory. If I was you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last big gob full of sweet Lanosean sea breeze. Sort tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes here now, but I won't get the job done. No. We'll let him guide us to his mates in Aleport. Then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. Jolly merchant will get there too, don't you worry about that. They've gone. You best hurry to Aleport. Unless you've a quicker way, there's a ferry what leaves for Candlekeep Quay. Meet you across the water, lass. Freaking verified because of my web to site. Because many people are trying to steal my identity. Well, regardless of whomst or what's or where's, I don't want anyone to steal your identity because there's only one AJ to me. That abandoned rocket ship ain't abandoned where. And I don't care who you are, that's a good joke. I slip in here. And, make our way to the ferry skipper. We already have the thing, to just teleport there. We're gonna take a boat. so we can be lore friendly. Doug. Hey, Lilo. Why are you barking? What a dog. Dog, that jolly merchant cove still with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight. Bold as brass, aye, but it's an old slavish trick. See, even if some cull recognizes the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles all innocent like, while their mate is marched off to cry cockles. You can bet they've threatened bloody murder for any prison what raises a hue and cry. Yeah, it's cheaper, and when you're at the beginning of the game, you really have to watch your funding. Yes, Lilo Dallas Multipass as Brody's dog, and she's wonderful, except she does oof at everything. Patience now, lass. We'll just wait until we're sure that all these blackguards have arrived. Meanwhile, you better sharpen your stabbers. We've a busy night ahead of us. I also want to mention, if you're watching these on YouTube and you see those like GoFundMe links, they're still active. Those are going to stay active until we meet the goals of those GoFundMes, and they're what's going to be on here from here on until they're done, or until they say otherwise. Ready for the job then? Once the jolly merchants are all here, we'll ambush the sods and set the captives free. So, let's go. Let's murder. That ought to be long enough. Just have to hope there ain't any stragglers. Listen closely now, lass. Merchants are disguised as plain old venturers have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Aleport. How do we whittle which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the daddles, of that bingo swilling cull over yonder. Let's kill. Wearing lavender gloves. Exact same type what Nasty Sod at the Salt Strand had on. And that'll be how they find each other in a crowd. Of course, it's also how I whittled where each of the bastards was staying. Snilch the hopeless gazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure you found your mark. Here's the job all laid out for you. We hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty like, get those captives their bleeding lives back. Alright? Oi! Stormroom door's been forced open. Some thieving sod's been at the ale. Wasn't me! Well, they kinda gotten far. Better get the lads and do a sweep of the port. Some merchant cove, Gulford Pilford Ale. Think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, all things considered. Bloody oafs. And now we've got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing about looking for blood. They spot us wandering around in the darkment. Feeling the lax first and ask questions later. Be best then if the patrols never even knew we was here. We'll slip as sneaky we can into each of the common rooms and use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent culls in there as well, mind, so try not to stab as they don't deserve it, eh? Thinking. Should out one at a time to better avoid them yellow jackets, so I'll let you take the lead. After you, dog. Alright. We now get to be Heidi. So while we're hiding, we're not really affected by much. But I get nervous, so I don't go anywhere near anyone. We're gonna pop into each of the rooms as best we can. Yep, there's one right there. We got some adventurers over here. But we're looking for these guys. And look at that! So we're gonna pop this guy. There we go. What's really fun about 14 for me is that, like, it was one of the earlier MMOs to like it definitely wasn't the first, but it was one of the earlier ones to like if it did any sort of like kill this many whatever, it quickly bucked it for the sake of like more interesting gameplay down the line. So you get these stories that are like, yeah, you do just kill a certain amount at the start just to kind of get a feel for the character, for the job. And then it's like, oh no, you actually have like a fun little story that fills in the world and is interesting and makes you want to play every class. Some are more interesting than others, certainly, especially as the game progressed and added new classes and expansions and so forth. But for the most part, I really feel like they landed on like consistently good stories for nearly every class and made the stories themselves part of the reward. Like, I really like the Dark Knight story. I like have enjoyed the Ninja story, which branches off from Rogue. And the Thaumaturge story is really interesting, but even if it's mostly, you know, textual. I've had a lot of fun with the Conjurer and White Mage storyline as well. Like, they're just fun. And it doesn't just extend to the combat classes. It also extends to, like, the crafting and gathering classes. Which we may do a little bit of, but I don't want to do a lot of that on stream. I kind of want to just build up levels and do a big bulk of story quests for those. We'll see. Oh, there he is. Looks to be the last of them. You didn't even need my help. Back into the shadows, lass. Away we go. Where's the door? Oh. Hands off the merchandise. Ain't no one cutting our profits. Where'd these coves spring from? Get the stabbing, dog. Oh, and the guys are just helping, like just cheering us on. Okay, yeah. Not gonna do anything. Some adventurers you turned out to be. Let's see. There we go. There we go. We did it. We killed many people. A bad night's work, eh, dog? Maelstrom will be taking care of them poor culls we freed. I've made sure none of the merchants we downed are like to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, the crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys. It won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right, me nighty lass. Part of this is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Excuse me. Are you the ones who freed us? Aye. There's something else we could do for you, miss. Maelstrom swads will take you home if that's what you're worried about. Oh, no, I know. I just wanted to thank you. If I may, was one other thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. It was something about another raiding party that hadn't made it back yet. Beg your pardon. It seems they've been hunting for slaves in western La Nosea and being so close to Aleport. The captor assumed they were out rounding up chattel into the last bell. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there naught you can do? Certainly is, miss. You just get yourself safely home and leave a straight pack of jackals to us. I will pray for your success. Thank you again. How much for savoring a victory pint? I'll send word of this development to Underfoot and Astray. We've some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, dog? I think it's time I learned you how to fling a proper blade. You're hunting wide open roughments. Often find the need to sting a cub from a distance. I'm sure canny lass like yourself will figure all sorts of uses for a well-thrown dagger. Keep in mind for when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. You learned how to throw your stuff. Don't worry, it's an MMO. We don't have to worry about losing our gear, thankfully. That's the thing that always gives me a bit of a anxiety attack in games. Like, oh, I can learn how to throw? I will never use it as long as I know for even 1 second, or think for even 1 second, that it is finite. I don't like losing stuff. The last few jolly merchant bastards must be camped out somewhere in western La Nosea. Now, if I was a black-blooded, gill-grubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? Not to the west, but the Sawagan pools. And those bollocks for brains, pirates know better than trespass and fishback territory. They won't want a chance to run into the patrols near Aleport. That just leaves us east. Look. Aye, they'll likely be nestled down in the ruins, out there amongst the dodos. That's where we'll try to pick up the trail. You head on over and snilch the place while I send word to the sisters in the maelstrom. Gotta love throwing daggers. We're gonna stick that over here. I have a very particular mindset when setting up my hotbars this way. Like, I've got all of my single target up in the first bar because I use a number pad style mouse. Like, all of my projectile and group attacks in another, and then all of my buffs and debuffs in another, with sprint and interrupt with on very easy to touch keys. I'm a sucker for figuring out solid control schemes for myself. I love tinkering with control schemes in games. So whenever I have a chance and I get even remotely irate with a game that has custom control schemes, I just fuss and tweak as much as I can until I feel satisfied. It's something. I appreciate it. Oh, God. Well, they'll die soon. Don't worry. They'll all be dead before long. And we leveled up. I love how bombastic the level up is. We see it so much. Made it customizable. Why not customize it until it's near seamless for you? Exactly. Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. Those are some interesting looking dodos you got there, dog. No sign of the merchants, though, eh? Their leader mentioned heading over to Aleport. He said something about there being no signal, and there was a signal that something was wrong. He just left us hobbled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Hey, let us flee this place before they return. And who are you to just sidle in and let loose our hard-won prizes, huh? It was the damnedest thing. We'd half a crew lodging in Aleport. Not a one of them survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs what favored the short blades, they say. Supposing that was you two. Seems you've a bone to pick with our choice of trade. Aye, can't say I have much use for slavers. Except there's a place to bury my knives. Oh, and wouldn't bother yourself with waiting on your ship to come back neither. Jolly merchants are done for. Ah, you have the right of it, lad. And you wouldn't know the kind of coin here 3 healthy slaves like them ones will bring us. Of a new ship and a new crew before a single moon has passed. Hear that, chattel? Each worth a shining bloody fortune. And me to thank for helping you learn your true worth. Ignore this bleeding sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? These gods are about to learn the consequence of breaking the code, and the discussion is like to get messy. They did not think we'd come for you. You try to stifle your victim's screams in the darkness. The shadows are always listening. Suddenly imagining a Drakengard MMO where to level up the tiniest thing. How did you do it? Murder. Fuck you. You just get like a big splash of blood across the screen. I want to play the Drakengard games again. God damn. It's so weird, like, even though I've never managed to finish Drakengard 2 all the way through, like, finished 2 runs, could never finish the 3rd. Like, I don't know, they're comfort games. I should probably plug Drakengard 2 in and just give it a good, another, like, old college try. Bill just drifts in and turns you to ash. You know, just because. You just see a big floating creature, and it blinks. There's a flash, and everybody on the server dies. No big. Oh, I wish I had an AoE. But no, that'd be too easy. Luckily, the dodos are super breakable. Oh, hey! Our friends finally showed up. Underfoot is here to get underfoot! Or at least I would if any bugger was left standing. That's a fine pile of corns. It's not for us to do. No scraps for latecomers. Alas, me out of hunger. At least once you level up a ways, you can go to do the Nier raid. A friend of mine once described it as, oh yeah, all those Nier games, they're just happening over there somewhere. On the other side of the mountain, don't sweat it. Kind of pretty much, yeah. If I can stick around long enough, I would love the shows and Nier raids. And I would probably do those as separate streams, so I can just like section them off, and then you can search for them on YouTube. It's like, Nier raid, Xanderjack, and like, boom, there it is. Because they have their own stories. And they're written by Yoko Taro and his story team. And they read like Yoko Taro. It's actually really interesting. Like, he was kind of a guest designer for those, and kind of like how Matsuno was the guest designer for some Final Fantasy Tactics related raids, which are also very, very good. But they're woven into the universe, and Nier has already done a lot of like multi-dimensional hopping, just like Final Fantasy, like main entries have done in this game. But the Nier raids are something very special and hilarious and tragic at the same time. They're just so freaking good. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. Always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. Do you think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now. Me and those coves there, we're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of. And that's what keeps that's because we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights. If you ever break code and betray your mates, that's when we'll come after you. Now how far you run, or how well you hide. Live your life like the hero you want to be. You'll never need to worry about that. Hey, Malik. Hi. You two can stubble it and all. I assume you are the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly Merchants. I am Captain Malala of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety. Hi, Lilo. There she goes again. It's alright, lad. These folks can take care of you. Come on, best not get left behind. You gotta play the Nears. So fun. Was there all else, Captain? Word on a new job? A job? From me? For you? How patently absurd. Why, I'd rather hire a sewer rat to mind my larder. What's during one of your jobs that you turned Aleport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to employ the law? Enforce the law? Was it during... yeah, there we go. It is this continued dalliance with underworld miscreants such as you that prevents Limsa Lominsa from ever fully expunging the stain of piratical infection. Look at these weapons you bear. A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit, and leave them at a table where they belong. Do you perhaps clench them twixt your teeth as you swing over rails like the pirates you hunt? Our fair city has no place for those who refuse to abandon their brutish ways of the past. The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets. Now on Amazon. Jack? What the bloody hell does this call want with us? Not the foggiest idea, love. Just smile and nod. I've not come here to be patronized. I've come to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. Heed well my words. Just before dawn this very morn, a maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed. But it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that most distresses my martial colleagues. As for the brigands, they've made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with their precious plunder. A rum tale. What's it to do with us? I challenge you. A contest to reclaim these stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Blow it out your waddle. Better way to spend me time. Oh, do you now? This incident constitutes a theft against the nation of Limsa Lominsa. Does that not violate your beloved code? If I'm not mistaken, you've no choice but to rise to the occasion. Unless, of course, you mean to slink back into your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. Alright, just screech and shrew. Made your bloody point. And be sorry that you did, I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa Lominsa is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well. I love how Lollifels have the greatest shit-eating grin. like ever put to a video game. Well, now, Jack. Right now, we're back to the sisters. And I just watched them go. How you doing, Malik? I'm assuming you're doing. Oh, I've actually been drawing properly again in my off time. I occasionally do portraits for a lot of my community friends in town. And that's mostly because, like, there are so many birthdays. So many fucking birthdays. Ooh, we can get 2 different story quests done. We'll head back to Limsa proper. And pick up both quests before I move on. I just finished one last night while at karaoke because I've been learning how to just kind of like let myself play in the space, so to speak. Ooh. Alone it. Oh wait, what am I doing? I can just like teleport there. And like, I think the portrait's coming out well. And it's also art that I'm not necessarily sharing, which is kind of fun to like not have that pressure. I've got a number of these portraits I've done that like nobody knows about. Except for like when I just happen to mention them in passing. I posted a couple online here and there, but outside of that, nah. I feel like you find some pleasure in it because ain't nothing more important than that. It's cathartic. It's really cathartic, and I'm pretty good at portraits. Just like my mother. Where we last, that Malala's got some bollocks. It seems she's well done with aught what whiffs of pirate stock. I don't take kindly to Cole's pulling me strings, but the shrew's right. The code's been broken and we've a job to do. From the sounds of it, though, the Cubs knew what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. I'll need you at your best. It's time you're to learn the art of mugging. Rough up a call in just the right way and he'll give you more than what you get if you just plain knock him on his arse. Me and the lads will be busy whittling the story on them bitten baubles, so feel free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it, eh? Ooh, blunt! Guess I will go for the easy joke. Being able to do it just for you and the persons you're making it for, a whole lot of other weird stuff you don't have to worry about. Yeah, I've got like a lot to do now, and they're all just for these people. And the good news is, the one I'm working on now is like, I had somebody lean over and like correctly identify who it was. They don't work there. They haven't been there in years. He just happened to recognize it, and I was like, well, that's the best compliment I'm going to get. So I will take it. Okay, so I think I need to go to the aft castle. Yep. I'm doing all this because I want to get back to the commissions I started last year, and given the emotional burnout that I've been suffering over the back half of last year, like, I had nearly finished some, and I got some to the point where I'll talk about this here in a bit. Wait, we won't worry about it right now. That's a very nice little mechanic. And like I've had a lot of like personal connections about the fact that I haven't finished them, including for Malik. I have one that just needs to be colored. I've got it like put down and partially flatted, but after everything happened last year, it was just, I had not been able to get the ball rolling again. It was just... There's a whole thing about that I'll get into later. But without too much detail. Ahoy there, Doc. I've been hearing about your deeds at the Dry Ducks. Hotburn laid out the entire tale for me. Orsad was still reeling at his old man's part in the business, but at least he kept the victory from being sunk before she sailed. For that I owed you my thanks. You made a name for yourself here in Limsdalas. Folks know that when they need something doing, that you need something doing. What might that be? If you'll remember, we helped prevent a ship being built in Limsa. The first ship built since the Cataclysm, which marked the end of Final Fantasy 1.0 and the beginning of 2.0. It was a whole family affair, which you can check out at youtube.com/Yandajack in the VODs, or on twitch.tv/Yandajack in the VODs, where everything is free to watch forever. You want someone to read a message written funny letters for you? Kim thought I might know a man is good. Let's see it then. I can't read. I reckon I might know a canny bugger what can read stuff like this. Only saw it by the name of Batterin. You know, you're like one of me regulars now, Doug. Get it, because he's Batterin. Or let me down and Navigator help me. I reckon I can trust you. Kim thought it was right to want this message deciphered. Got us some trouble brewing here. No mistake. You're ready for action and I'll explain. Men of the blue tattoos. I do appreciate the face compliment. I try my best. Good to have you aboard, lass. Now then, where do we start? Get a limp ring for it. Let's go. Back when I was younger and nastier, I earned me living as a sellsword. In that business, if you wanted to know what your enemy was up to, you had to learn to read the orders you prized from the gold hands of his mates. That's how I came to know how to read your message. Truth be told, the script was only too bloody familiar. Them Sawagan letters, lass. I should know. I've got more fishback messengers than I can count. Gets worse, though. The plan to blow up the victory is all here. Right down to the finest details. Hey, Judge. Good to see ya. Looks like they meant to raise 8 kinds of hell in Western Landosea and then hit the Maelstrom's new flagship in the confusion. Point being, the attack on Victory weren't the act of a few rebellious pirates. It was a key part of some canny bastard's grand plan. If I'm reading this right, the attack itself came much too early. Wager they panicked when they saw he was onto him, rushed in to do the job, and buggered it up. And Tap Two-Faced Bastards, as they say, was paying Obram's old man. We're at the Serpent Reefers, right? None of their crew was there, was they? Did they have something better to do, or what? If you'll remember, we went out to Summerford Farms and helped a whole bunch of former pirates turned field workers. And ran into some guys called the Serpent Reavers, weirdly tattooed-faced folks who were able to summon a golem somehow. No idea how that happened. Back had to get into the washing machine while it was open. Hell yeah. 7 L's, I got it all backwards. Mess of the Victory, that was meant to be the bloody distraction. Fishbacks ain't interested in the Maelstrom's baby. They're after men, just like they've always been. Sending their pirate lackeys after a civilian target. Bit about raising hell in Western Landosea. That's where it'll be. Someone tells me Swift Perch is about to get it, and get it hard. You're a tall nyass of water in this game. Yup. Here's a rough translation of the message. Take the Commodore Raynor at the Coral Tower and tell him he's in for a busy day. Gotta miss having my own washer and dryer. Looking forward to our next apartment that must have that for us. That was a saving grace for us when we were living in our last apartments. We do not like living without that. I used to live like that as a kid. And that actually just not great. I don't love it. Oh, and give him a hand, eh? Be damn sure he'll need one. Yay, we get to go to a small town and stab fishmen. As is our right. I'm so sorry, Dog Vomit, for your fashion crimes. But you got a good deep V going there, so. Alright. Well, whenever we get another class quest, we're going to see it up here. It should be about level 18, which ain't long from now, but we're not going to worry about that for the moment. What we're going to do instead is we're going to click this, and we're going to head over to the Marauders Guild. I'm going to go ahead and make the walk. But yeah. I mentioned before, I've been having like that kind of rough time of trying to get the ball rolling on a bunch of projects. Stuff keeps happening. In the time that I was gone from streaming, I was a karaoke jockey. And then I lost it. And it took the wind out of my sails. And I was very lucky that it didn't like kill my interest in karaoke, because it nearly did. Because I didn't lose that job because of something I did. I lost it because of people higher up than me. And I was one of the dominoes that fell. And it sucked, because I was good at it. I was good at it, you guys. And I know plenty of people who can attest to that fact. Where the hell do I go? The Karander Joki arc. Oh god. They're just normal men. Just innocent men. Fine if they work and are accessible, landlords just hate to actually fix them. Exactly. And yeah, I was really happy in that position. I'm not going back to that location because of like a number of things. It was upsetting. Apparently they're getting karaoke started again next week, but I haven't been contacted. Even though, like, by all rights, I did very well. But, like, whenever I hit something big like that, like a huge wall, it sometimes just stops me in my tracks for a while. And with art, it's been the biggest one yet, because I have hit art blocks repeatedly due to events that were much bigger than the whole karaoke jockey thing. Just like big walls that put me in immediate burnout as I recovered. And I think what this means ultimately is that universal basic income is good and everybody should have access to a therapist and like medical assistance and shouldn't have to pay a cent for any of it. Anyway. Yes, I am Raina. You must be the adventurer whose name seems to be on everybody's lips. You are to be commended for your part in thwarting the plot to destroy the victory. Now, what can I do for you this day? I hear an urgent message from Baderon. Why do I get the feeling that my hopes for a quiet evening are about to be cruelly dashed? Tell me, what is afoot? Lilu, go downstairs and bark. Hey. Hey, Lilu. Lilu, come here. Your face. Go. The enemies are not at. They also use the life. Yeah. Actually, keep being precious. They're lost, they'll come crawling back on their knees once they realize what they let pass them by. Yeah, probably. Hopefully. It'd be nice. But, whatever. I hope things work out. I fell victim to karaoke politics. I kinda did. An assault on Swift Perch. We've seen nothing to suggest the Serpent Reavers are massing for an attack. Even so, it would be foolish to discount the possibility. Baderon is rarely wrong about such matters. I will marshal the Yellow Jackets for battle immediately. The only question is where to send them. While I concur with Batteran's assessment that the attack on the dry docks was intended as a diversion, Swift Perch is but one of several possible targets for the main thrust. Commodore, sir! Report? It's the Sahuagin, sir. They've mounted a large-scale assault on South Tidegate. Get it? Scale? They're fishmen? Anyway, shoot. Well, I missed it. And threatened to overwhelm our defenses within the day. The garrison requests immediate reinforcements. By the navigator. Seems my decision has been made for me. Muster the troops and give the order to march. The Serpent Reavers are in league with the Sahuagin. Which means there is every chance the assault on Tidegate may yet prove to be another feint. The fact remains, however, that we can ill afford to ignore it. And that leaves Swift Perch vulnerable to those pirate traitors. It is at times such as these that I wish the warriors of light yet walked among us. The wishes will avail us not. Vomit, you must serve in their absence. It's just, Dog Vomit is such a good, perfect name. Make for Swift Perch with all haste and lend your strength to the squads I can spare for the settlement's defense. Oh, look at that. I can just teleport. But yeah, I wasn't really joking about the whole UBI thing. It would have been really nice to have an opportunity to just, like, relax and recover and not worry about what I'm going to do with myself. Because I want to work. I have a financial safety net that allows me to take time for the most part, but I need to stay busy. I like staying busy, and I like mental health, and I like it to be good. And I don't have access to a lot of those things for a lot of reasons. Speaking of pirates, gentle reminder that we're less than 1 month away from the greatest game of 2025. That's right. Like a Dragon, Pirates in Hawaii. I've already got it pre-ordered. I'm so excited. UBI would be an immense benefit to society as a whole, because everyone would have a chance to recharge and relax for a change, creating a better society at large. And it's already been proven that, like, productivity goes up when people's needs are cared for and they're not constantly desperate and struggling for survival, thus increasing profit margins for business owners. It also increases, like, economical prosperity. Every single UBI test that they've ever done has worked fantastically well. This includes just giving money to homeless people because, hey, guess what? Only 12% in the last study I've read, or last study that I've seen held, remained homeless. Everybody else is like, hey, I can now get a house and a job and food and all of that. And you know what? My life is better and I'm able to live it again. It's weird how if you just give people what they need, they're going to work anyway because nobody likes to just sit there and do nothing. They want to do stuff. Let them do stuff. Kind of like how the 4-day work week is a lot better than any other. Like, if you give people less and pay them more and give them more time to de-stress and decompress, their work is better when they get back. It just keeps happening. The tests always come back the same. But nobody wants to spend, even though it would pay off in the long run. Because that's money they don't get to keep. I'll interfere with your life. You don't require me. You give people money and let them be chill and housed and fed and a little relaxed. How will people be, with the money, hold their lives at ransom? Yeah. It's also that people on top of wanting to do stuff may also want more than base necessities. So may get a job to buy that new PS5 and pirate yachts in Hawaii, you know? Exactly. It's like, I buy nice little treats for myself based off the tips here. Like, I reinvest in my Twitch streams. Like, a lot of the tips I get from here, and also on Ko-fi. I'm just going to go ahead and say, like, also on Ko-fi.com/AnderJack, where you can tip me and have your messages read by a little robot lady. Hi, Lilu. Lilu, you are not a co-streamer. Yeah, you go downstairs and bark. It's like, I just put it back in the stream because I want to, because I like doing it. It's like, you understand? Am I speaking clearly? Commodore Rayner sent word we'd be getting reinforcements, but I didn't expect him to send you. Certainly looked like you've seen your share of action, though. You bear little resemblance to the wide-eyed whelp I met fresh off the ferry. In any case, you know what you're fighting for here. This place, Swiftbirch, was rebuilt by folk who stood strong in the face of every hardship the calamity threw our way. Oh, hey! Kofi Streambot actually just heard me. Okay. Hi there, Kofi Streambot. Not long about to let some fish-fancying scum claim the honor of being the ones who finally broke their spirits. Don't give those pirate bastards one bloody elm, you hear me? Okay. Here they come. Yeah, now I thought all them yellow jacket worms was meant to be busy. Used to Scrag ain't followed the plan, has he? Now what? Pull back and wait for our Sawagan brothers? Piss on that. We ain't turning back empty-handed. Remember, no killing the small folk or it'll be your blood what stains Lord Leviathan's altars. Hillbillies, you can butcher at will. Some dirt-eating slugs will be crushed under the full might of the Serpent Reavers. Seems Swiftbirch was the main target after all, eh? Squads 1 and 2, protect the townsfolk. Squads 3, you're our rear guard. The rest of you, we meet their charge where we stand. Let us bear the Commodore word of our victory, or no word at all. Alimsa Laminsa! I'll gut all you yellow bellies and dance on your gizzards. The fun part is, if you play this game yourself and start in a different territory, you get different story. They each kind of get into like whatever has been like there's a lot of like very specific like world building stuff in like each opening area. Like Gridania and Ul'dan, it's good fun. And you can play free all the way up to Stormblood, all the way up to level 70. If you like it, you can turn on social features and join me on the Rafflesia server. Hey, Tata. It'd be fun, though. Salt Mage. I love that name. Ugh, I get knocked out. Almost there, though. Salt Mage is like Salt Bay, but the salt is literal sparkles. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Balanga. Keep on pummeling him. You can't take much more of this. We're going to turn off the map because we don't need it. Boop. Oh, it doesn't look like no pirate I've ever seen. Except maybe a space pirate. There's going to be a lot of those. Well fought. Reavers are beaten and scattered. Oh, different person. I'll take some men and hunt down the stragglers. Oh, but there may be more of them lurking about, so don't let your guard down just yet. I love a space pirate. A personal space pirate. That was good, I like that. The source of her strength becomes clear. You may have bested the golem, but you will not fare so well this day. Well, O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite mine enemies. Come on, you Xehanort-looking doofus, let's do this! Oh shit, maybe let's not do this. Your very being imperils the plan. You cannot be suffered to live. Mass Fate, didn't you used to have a show on TV? Yeah, but this guy keeps covering up secrets. Vulnerability, yep, we love that. When springs this preternatural might, right as the venom eats its way through your veins. No! We got a little stack of poison right there. We don't have to worry about. Hey, Y'shtola! Fearsome opponents against whom you shall not stand alone. Welcome guest. No matter, all shall fall before me. No mortal should possess such strength. Well, possess it I do. Power wanes. Afford him no chance to recover. Try and... I can only whoop ass as hard as the game allows. That the wisdom of the Paragon should be brought low by mere mortals. Paragons, did he say? Then it is as I feared. They are known as the Bringers of Chaos, or Ascians, to give them their proper name. It would seem our suspicions were correct. It is they who have been manipulating the Beast Tribe. No one dog should have all that vomit. Oh my god. Pardon. You would know if we Sharlians have encountered Ascians before. I have never spoken to you of my homeland. How did you know whence I hail? Wait, I do begin to see. You've been blessed with a special gift. But if you'll remember, back when we were dealing with the Serpent Reavers earlier, we got this weird staticky vision of Y'shtola hanging around, wearing a mask, doing all this stuff, with a mysterious blood red moon in the sky. That was the thing that was summoned to cause the cataclysm. What we had actually seen was Y'shtola's memories, in a sense. So we picked up a lot of information about her that we weren't supposed to know. Are you alright, lass? If I'd known a mean bugger like that was hiding in the bushes, I would have left a squad or 6 to keep you company. Well, at least now we can call this kidnapping investigation to a close. Those Reavers were the ones spiriting folk away in the dead of night, and the bastard here was pulling all the strings. A trifle simplistic, but not inaccurate. I came as soon as I sensed his presence, but I never thought to find such a scene of carnage. Yet, he prevailed. And thanks to your heroic action, I have learned much. Aye, heroic is the word. I don't want to think about what it would have happened if you hadn't been here, friend. And your assistance is much appreciated too, Lady Ishtola. Please, give our regards to the Scion. I am glad to have played a role in bringing what I hope is an end to this disturbing spate of abduction. The thread of your fate forms a part of a most intriguing tapestry. Perhaps we'll be afforded a chance to speak more in the near future. For now, however, you must see this particular tale to its conclusion. Pray, send my greetings to Commodore Rayner. Ooh! What have you got here? I need a little trinket. Oh, it broke. I was gonna sell it. So hungry. All right. I just need to head back to the Coral Tower, back in Limsa. Whee! Oh man, disappeared before you could stab it into your heart and gain untold magical power. Isn't that always how it goes, though? Life would be so much more fun and fair. There were more tainted magic crystals you could stab into your heart. Unlock seals that man was never meant to even know, much less perturb. Vomit! Eagerly have I awaited your return. Word of your exploits is already spreading through the ranks, just like your vomit. My troops and I owe you a great debt of gratitude for your timely assistance. You have shown yourself to be possessed of a sure arm, a strong spirit, and sound judgment. Would that Limsa Lominsa had more of your like. I have little doubt that you shall one day join the ranks of Eorzia's greatest adventurers. It is but a matter of time. Clearly, Bataran's eye for potential remains as sharp as ever, though I doubt even he imagined you capable of such feats. Might you favor me with your own account of the day's event? Such victories bear retelling. Every time we talk about Limsa, part of me keeps waiting for the Ligma punchline. I mean, I'm not gonna lig your punchline. Ishtola has been working with us for quite some time, you see. She was only too willing to assist the Yellow Jackets in the kidnapping investigation, proving herself a stalwart ally of Limsa Lominsa yet again. Needless to say, after your part in thwarting the attempted sabotage of the victory and the small matter of your deeds at Swiftbirch, you too have proven yourself a valued friend of the Thalassocracy. Admiral? She. May I present to you Admiral Blurfiswin. I gotta get the right voice for this.
So, this is the adventurer I've been reading about in the field reports. I am Melve Blufisfin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa. On behalf of my people, I bid you thanks for the deeds you have done this day.
And yes, we're going to be seeing a lot more of her for a while.
A token of our gratitude. What worth is high regard without just reward after all? Ha!
Thank you, Waka. Merylwood means sea woman in Welsh. Neat. Anyway, she's going to be my wife.
Since you first set foot in our city, my good friend Badaron and Commodore Rayner have taken turns at regaling me with tales of your exploits. Safe to say, they left an impression. Join me at the coming banquet. A seat of honor at the celebratory feast is the least I can offer the woman who foiled the Sahagin.
Oh! A seat at the feast.
Oh, and don't be late. Your fellow guests will be eager to take the measure of their newest hero, and some do not take kindly to being kept waiting. Till then, may you walk in the light of the crystal.
Gotta do it, dog. It's gonna be the most dangerous polycule you've ever even considered. And you represent most of the danger. Hell yeah. Might have a class question. Ooh, trick attack. Not a combo, but when executed from a target's rear. Oh, we need that. Dress shoes! I am not sure you understand just how unusual it is for the Admiral to invite an adventurer to a state banquet. It is a highly coveted honor, why even the officers under her direct command are rarely afforded such recognition. But I will not deny you have earned it. Many of the tasks you have performed in service to the thalassocracy have been both difficult and dangerous. This is a reward for all your efforts, a nod to your many achievements, both large and small. Has the enormity of this moment yet to sink in? And perchance you will realize its significance when you stand before the assembled dignitaries of Limso Laminsa. Now that I have imagined the scene, I realize that you will require attire suitable for the occasion. I suggest you visit the wench and see what Batteren can arrange. He is surprisingly knowledgeable about such things. Whereas Helsgard Roganen follow a simple naming pattern of adjective noun, Seawolf Roganen use that pattern but in Welsh for their first name and son and daughter of their parents also in Welsh. This is your lore dump of the day. It's hardly dumpy at all, it's just the right amount. Exactly what I love to hear. Like, one of the many aspects I love about this chat is that sometimes you learn something really, really cool, and it actually makes the game more fun. Like a lore snack, a little lore treat. A lore dollop. A lore d'oeuvre, if you will. I'm really proud of that. Okay? I'm really proud of that one. Well, well, if it ain't Merylweb's guest honor. Hobnobbing with the high and mighty now, is it? I tell you, lass, I damn near snorted ale out me nose when I heard the news. Have a long bloody way you have. That's the truth. Well, one thing's for sure, you'll not want for decent grub. These banquets are catered by the bleeding Bismarck, no less. There's a grand chance to fill your belly to bursting with fine and, more importantly, free food. We can't have you turning up to your shite-cake adventuring gear. No, the hero of the hour needs to have a touch of refinement about her. Only to stop folk complaining when she stuffs her face with cake. Take yourself over to the Octon and speak to Janasham of the Brugard Consortium. Furnish her with somewhat ladylike to wear. Already had a word with her, so all you need to do is pick up the goods, then bring them back here so as I can tell you what's what. Alright. Incidentally, Accurate Lore is the Lore Accurate Roganen name. Yeah, when we get to Ul'dah, we'll see a lot of that. It's good shit. I'm still proud of Lore d'oeuvre. Good day, miss. I assume you're the underdressed lady Batteren mentioned. I see he was not exaggerating. I've chosen these especially for your debut in polite society. Fear not, I'm certain you will absolutely adore them. Alright, now we're running back over. Now for the fetch questy part of the quest. Thank you. I just wanted it acknowledged. Okay, back to Batteren. Been to see Janasham, have ye? Was it out of the box then? There we go. Nice pair of dress shoes for you. Last mightn't have much else to her name, but so long as she's got a decent pair of shoes on her feet, there ain't nowhere she can't go. Think of them as a gift from me and all the other folk you've done right by along the way. Aye, 'tis a very moving gesture, I know. Just don't go welling up on me, eh? Wouldn't do for Limsa's new hero to turn up at the banquet all soaked in her own tears and snot. Any road, that's your garb sorted. Now you just need to settle your nerves. And when you're ready, and I'll tell you where you're meant to go. Oh, that's feet. I mean, that's definitely an outfit. You're ready then, are you? Good. The banquet will be starting soon. If you'd waited any longer, I've considered it me civic duty to hit you over the head and drag you there. Make sure you're wearing them fancy shoes when you turn up, all right? Carrying them won't do no good. Meant to make you look like a lady. Remember, not a lady's bleeding lackey. As for directions, the feast is being held on the bridge in the Admiral's briefing room. Speak with Xanthe on the Bulwark Ark, and he'll show you the way. Keep that head high, lass. After everything you've done for Limsa, you've good reason to be proud. Don't let no high-born bugger tell you different. Hell yeah. I think, let's see. Real quick. Oh yeah, our gear is doing good. I don't need to pay for that. Full recall. And then Crossroads. Kafka Valentine. Dress shoes. Fancy dress shoes. Adventure wearing fancy dress shoes. Oh, now those are some fancy dress shoes. Come, adventurer, I will show you to the briefing room. Hey, all our friends are here. Except for the Rogues Gallery. Rogues Guild. Rogues Gallery is fun, though.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, join me now in honoring this woman for her services to our great nation. May the navigator guide and protect her on her journey till sea swallows all.
Till sea swallows all! Which with the effects of climate change may happen sooner than later.
The tattooed faces. They call themselves the Serpent Reavers. Their ranks are formed of cutthroats and madmen who have pledged themselves body and soul to the primal Leviathan. From what we have gathered, they sought to swell their numbers by spiriting away any soul unfortunate enough to cross their path. I need not tell you the depth of the animosity between us and the Sahagin. How any seaman worth his salt could devote himself to the fishback's god is a question for a more temperate mind than mine. But, thanks to you, our citizens may once more go about their daily lives, safe in the knowledge that they will not be dragged into the darkness by those execrable curs.
I just like the nose she got there, and being so pasty everywhere with dark lip. Merle's got style. Yeah, Seaborn Rogadine are like, they're the Seawolf Rogadine are like just choice. I love them. Till C swallows D's nuts. Very good. I like that she's tall. I love that she's tall.
Such an extraordinary glow. This is one of the crystals of light.
By the navigator.
After our encounter with the Gubu, you had a vision, did you not? Of a towering crystal. You bathed in her light.
Yashtola's conclusion is clear, and I see no reason to doubt it. You are the vessel of a higher power. This being from your vision was the Mother Crystal. Your description matches what little we know of her. And if she has chosen you, then your deeds may yet shape the fate of nations, as once did the deeds of the Warriors of Light. Know you the tale? Like you, they were not of these lands, yet they fought to protect us all against the corruption of the primals. When the Garlean Empire began its conquest of the realm, these heroes joined the Grand Companies and helped reforge the Eorzian Alliance. And at the Battle of Cartano, they took the field beneath our banners to fight for everything we hold dear. It was on that day, in the midst of that hell, that we lost them.
They're going to talk about the Battle of Cartano every now and then throughout the story of A Realm Reborn, the first major arc of 14. And we're going to be piecing together what exactly happened as best we can, because a lot of the details that were explained in 1.0, like, we're going to be hearing about a lot of characters who do not exist in 2.0, who were major characters in 1.0. We're going to hear their names. We're going to see their exploits in some fashion. It's going to be interesting. And also make Final Fantasy Origins 100% canon. We got it.
Every soul who survived that battle will never forget how it was to fight beside them. We are proud to call them our comrades. Yet whenever we try to shout their names, the sound dies in our throats. And whenever we strain to see their faces with our mind's eye, naught but their shadows appear to us, set against a blinding light. Ask any true Eorzian who knew them, and the story will be the same. It is for this reason that we call them the Warriors of Light. When I look upon you, I cannot help but be reminded of them. Keep that crystal safe. In time, I believe the Mother Crystal will make clear her reasons for bestowing it upon you. Heed well her words, adventurer, for it is Hydaelyn herself who speaks.
Hold up, migraine. Oops. So we saw that moon in the vision about Y'shtola.
Flames to the fore! Victory belongs to the bold. Show those Imperial whore sons what we're made of!
The left flank buckles. Divert the barracudas. Bid them hold that position, though it costs them their lives.
The yellow serpents are in need of succor. Pray, send the white wolves to their aid. The adventurers risk life and limb for our cause. We must not fail them.
Is aught amiss?
No, it is nothing.
Bloody hells! The barrier won't go down so easily! Eyes forward!
We are being watched.
Raging Bull, calling Bloodthorn. Bloodthorn, respond! Respond, damn you!
Raging Bull, this is Mad Snake. Respond.
Ryder, this is Raging Bull. What news?
We're surrounded by a blaze. There is no way out. God preserve, what is that thing?
What's going on? Speak to me!
God damn it! We cannot hold much longer.
Mad Snake! Mad Snake! Answer me!
I want to make a Metal Gear Solid reference, but I'm trying to appreciate the moment. Just know it's there.
Damn it! Damn it all to the seventh hell!
They did make it first.
What of the barracudas? Can they not be reached?
Sorry, Admiral. Shell's not working.
What of our own?
I cannot say, my lady. That monstrosity appears to be disrupting our communications.
We must keep trying. Call till they respond.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Mosey Alex.
Yes, my lady.
Admiral, General, we can do no more. We must give the order to withdraw.
I will not forsake Louis Soir.
Louis Soir is an important name. Bear it in mind.
General, please. Victory may belong to the bold, but there will be no victor this day. You know this to be true. Let us not sacrifice lives in vain. The adventurers fight bravely, but to no avail. Let them withdraw, and let us be the ones to stand with Louis Soir.
Delay previous orders. All Maelstrom units are commanded to fall back, effective immediately. Give the foreign levy priority. Let the main host cover their retreat and bring up the rear.
Damn it! Relay the order. All flames are to withdraw. I don't care if our link cells are useless. You still have a working pair of legs, don't you? Well, use them, you bloody half-wit!
I could use better encouragement, sir.
The outcome of this battle was long since decided. Better to retreat now than risk a massacre. This dark, stifling presence. Who or what?
It's fucked up that Connie Sen is like 21 in this cutscene.
We go to take our place beside Archon Louis Soir. To your positions.
Yeah, Bulk's first species, which I know she just looks human, but fantasy. Tend to age emotionally pretty quickly. They're a bit emotionally dead. Should live to see to behold Bahamut once more.
Logalo, Asawad Deken Bet Mubut.
So I'm going to read over this text because the text is pretty tiny, and I want to make sure people who can't see that well can actually see, like, hear what's going on. So, magnificent. The eons of imprisonment have only made him hungrier. I am aware of them. Pay them no mind. They are powerless to act. It has begun. Soon the planet will regain its true form. I don't need to translate that one. Planet will regain its true form. Kingdom Hearts. Do you think the organization offers dental? Clearly. Everybody has immaculate teeth. Morning, sunshine. All a bit much for you, was it? We were just in a banquet and we just fell dead after everybody told us we were a destined hero. What happened? Ah, you don't remember then? Keeled over in the middle of the banquet, caused a right stir. Had to carry it back to the wench myself. Well, I say carry, there was more a matter of dragging and rolling. Too much cake, I reckon. Any road, don't fret. It's no wonder you was exhausted after everything you've been through lately. Will I ever let this non-joke die? Will I fuck? Your little nap seems to have put some color back in your cheeks, though, so I'll leave you to it. Potter, I almost forgot. The Admiral wants to have a word with you. If you feel up to it, talk to Xanthale and I'll let you in the command room. Oh, and stay awake, eh? Old Merlwib was in the middle of telling you a story when you started snoring last time. I doubt she'd look kindly on it if you repeated the trick. We're gonna see a lot of Organization 13 ass bullshit, so don't worry. I'm gonna store some items real quick because I got a lot of stuff that honestly doesn't need to be around right now. We're not going to be able to make use of a lot of this custom stuff or this like cosmetic stuff until much later. We have to repair some of it first, but don't worry, we'll get to that. God, so much cosmetics. All because I cannot stop playing these games. So we got a big lore dump. What we saw were like the last moments before the cataclysm. Louisoix did not survive the battle, but clearly a lot of other people did due to the decisions made in those moments. Which is great, but we're without people. Don't have anything to really make use of. But there are a lot of features in the end, which is why I'm not like messing around too much in there. We'll be unlocking them as we go. So I'm going to go to Bulwark Hall. And go back over this way. I think we're still waiting for a class quest to happen. Ah. Yep. Level 20. That's what we're waiting for. Greetings, Doug. Admiral Bluffsman waits you in the command room. Shall I announce you? There we go. Ah, Doug, it is good to see you on your feet again. Covered, I trust. Let us waste no time. I have a task that needs doing. One I would entrust to no other. Oh yeah, we're getting the big jobs. With the slightly less meager paychecks. The duty I have in mind for you requires some explanation. I do hope you have not made other plans. To business, then. Ooh, you get a wind-up airship. We're going to be traveling. I have penned a letter to each of my counterparts in the Eorzian Alliance. The Battle of Cartano and the calamity that followed claimed countless lives. It has been 5 years since those of us who were spared dragged ourselves from the ashes to look upon an eorzia we scarcely knew. 5 years, and yet the people still suffer. Their lives are fraught with worry and hardship, and the warriors of light who might once have given them hope are gone. Yet we must press on regardless. We will never truly do so, however, till we have faced our past. To that end, I am proposing that a memorial service be held in each of the city-states on the 5th anniversary of the Battle of Cartano. These letters contain the deals of said proposal, and I would have you deliver them to our allies as my personal envoy. You have proven yourself a staunch and able ally to Limsa, but that is not my only reason for choosing you. No, I choose you because you possess a quality which puts me in mind of history's champions. A quality I feared lost. Say that you will perform this duty. Yeah, sure. I knew you would not disappoint me. Don't worry, I have water. I stay hydrated, damn it. Okay. This task shall take you far from the borders of our nation to the city-states of Gridania and Uldar. A grueling journey, to be sure, for you to travel by sea and land. But I mean to have you take to the skies. Male vomit! An airship pass to be used at your discretion. Even dog vomit is not immune to the charm of a tall, broad-shouldered lady with a striking nose and piercing gaze. Whomst amongst us is. Airships bound for nations of our allies leave from the landing connected to the bridge. But before you depart, I suggest you trouble Baderon for a few pearls of wisdom regarding each of your destinations. The old bastard is nothing if not well traveled. It is a pity I cannot issue such passes with a freer hand, as I did in more peaceful times, when birds were not so limited. But in these times of war, every craft we commit to the clouds risks drawing the eye of the Empire, and every voyage must needs be born of necessity. Lest you doubt, I consider your place well deserved. Nor am I alone in that opinion. There were other parties who would see you granted the privilege of air travel. Aye. Dog, your deeds do not go unnoticed. Full many see great promise in you, but I have flattered you enough. On behalf of Limsa Lominsa and her people, I bid you go forth, adventurer. Discover the realm for which so many have fought and died. Wonder and danger await you in equal measure, but turn not from either. Only by braving the unknown will you achieve the greatness of which you are surely capable. The light of the crystal guides you, and I wager that your destiny will be no small thing. Oh yeah, I gotta change my shoes. Sorry, lady. So the Eorzian Alliance is made up of 3 different groups, including Gridania and Uldar. Kinda naturally. We're gonna be running... Oh, wait, we gotta go to Baderon first. We're gonna be checking out these areas and picking up the aetheryte crystals. And, that's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna be stopping for a 5-minute break here in about 10 minutes. Keep an eye on that. Back from your meeting with the Admiral, are ya? Personal bleeding envoy. We'll be carrying the word of the Admiral herself to the leaders of the Alliance. Bugger me, I knew he was going up in the world, but I didn't realize he's got that bloody eye. I'm proud of you, lass. Think of how far you come. Why, 'tis enough to bring a tear to me eye. That ain't the ale talking either. Well, not just the ale at any rate. Bless the navigator for steering you my way. Of course, this is only the start. Now you've got your hands on an airship pass. The role eorzia is laid out before you, like a fair maid on a feather bed. Not that there's one in your inn right now. You want me to set that up? No, don't worry about it. She's a big girl too, with plenty of enticing looks and crannies. You'd think us Laminsons are characters, just wait till you cross paths with the grim forest dwellers of Gridania, or trade coins with the crafty merchants of Ul'dah. And there's the wild places where the beasties rule, and no bugger with an ounce of sense set foot. But you're a adventurer. I wouldn't let a little thing like that hold you back. Of course, it ain't all exploring and excitement. There's a heap of troubles what plagues every nation, see. It ain't just ours. I'm talking intrigue and infight, beastmen and their goddamn primals. Aye, there's an ugly side to life, and sooner or later you're bound to walk into it. But I'll wager there's bugger all out there that you can't handle. Someone tells me you're gonna be just fine. Realm's at it rough, it's true, but folks are beginning to recover from the beating the calamity dealt them. Call me an hopeless optimist, but wouldn't take much to turn things around. It's the perfect time for an adventurer to get out there and make a difference. What are you waiting for? So, great thing about this is that we are now off to the races, so to speak. The game opens up from here. And we are officially out of, like, petty stuff. We're still going to be doing petty things, in a sense, but they're going to be on a grander scale. Wait, aren't you that famous adventurer? Dog Vomit, isn't it? I thought I recognized you. You are an inspiration to us all, madam. Highwind Skies is at your disposal. You traveling with us today? Oh. So we're just gonna sluice around and get on the gangplank. Love a big petty. So let's watch it all happen before our eyes. Attention all passengers, the airship bound for Gridania is about to depart. Please make your way to the boarding gate. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I love those. I had it. No. I love you though.
I love you too.
Nope.
Okay.
Like the video that for don't come around here no more. That one had a big petty. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Good fortune to you, dog. They'll come when your name means the same as hero to the folks of this realm. You walk in the light of the crystal. It's time to learn a little bit about the Garlean Empire. And also, one of our favorite voice actors of this channel is back.
Imperial fleet set course for Mordona, led by the Egrios, mightiest of all vessels. Silver Till lay ripe for the taking, and all of Eorzia would soon be ours. Or so we believed. But an innumerable host of dragons met us that day, at the heart of which flew the great Midgard Zormer.
It's going to be very important.
Though we succeeded in slaying that lord among worms, the dread serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price. Our invincible flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her. So ended our glorious conquest. Eorzia, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp. For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over it. And for this failure, the realm has sunk deeper into depravity. It is twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core. Yet it must be saved. Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzia. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balthar.
If you haven't guessed, that's Richard F. Carr, whom I can't help but love. Ooh, that's going to be important.
Senior engineers, please report to Magitech research following scheduled inspection.
I'm just glad Shadow the Hedgehog found work as a fashion designer, you know?
Hey, is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at Eorzia?
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign, and a huge one at that.
But I thought the Emperor had given up the Western lands for lost after Cartano. What could the Legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
I sense you harbor certain doubts over the wisdom of the Legatus's plan.
My lord!
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Othard, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
The Legatus is looking to ligate us. I have no idea what that means.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume?
I don't know what you...
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate. I assure you, Frumentarium sees all. Clean up this mess, and do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
At once, my lord.
Garland, soon you will be made to know the true power of Magitech.
If you want to know what the Frumentarium is, that's the spy network in the Garlean Empire. It's not really actually, like, expanded on all that much, but there it is. I know it's a weird name to like suddenly pop out there, but that's Nero. We're going to be seeing a lot of him. I always feel like he comes off like somebody finally made David Bowie as John Constantine. Like, visible in some way, shape, or form. It's good stuff. And we are now in Gridania. This is actually the first town I ever wound up in because I started out as an archer and a healer in my first characters. Ah, you must be the envoy from Limsa Laminsa. Welcome to Gridania, madam. And the Elder Seeds here await your arrival. Whoa. So I think now we're going to take a small break so I can rest my voice just a little bit, grab myself a snack, and I'm going to once again remind people that we have 2 little GoFundMes that you can check out. And if you want to pitch some bones their way, you can help out Brody, my roommate, so she can keep her costs down. And you can help out my friend Kiki's family so they can recover from the LA fires. Hey, notable. Then yeah, Waka, thanks for coming by. I'll see y'all in about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back on it, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Be right back. Also, I gotta find. I'll also be running ads and stuff, though. Oh. Okay, I'm back. We'll start in just a minute or two. I have these nice little cheesy rice cakes. I freaking love rice cakes. I'm trying to watch my health right now, because we've been doing a lot of like junk food and fast food because things have been so busy, and you know, our heart goes out to Lark, who's just been pretty under the weather for a bit. But I have a photo shoot this week, and I want to get my gut under control. I eat a lot of bread. Bread makes you fat. And like, while I have no problem with being fat, it's not really a look that I like for myself. Under medical orders to watch my health? No. Oh, you don't say. Bread makes you fat? Hooray, photo shoot. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I don't know how much I'll share of it online. For those of you who know my like personal accounts, or my local accounts rather, you'll see them eventually. It's like one of my main snacks, one of my main go-to snacks is literally bread and almond butter. It's actually radioactive for a couple weeks. I'm sorry, what? I'm concerned for you, Judge. Are you okay? Are you radioactive? Are you a character from Fallout? I'm very interested to know what the fuck. You know what? It's been 5 minutes. We're going to get back to it. That's going to be an interesting way to start, huh? Yeah. I had a surgery to cut out thyroid cancer from my neck back in November, and once I recovered, I had to take radioactive iodine to prevent the cancer that couldn't be cut out. Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about this. And yeah. Yeah, that is a thing. It sounds wild, but it's actually a pretty normal procedure. It is what it is, I guess. But let's get back to it. Oh, thank you. Lord gave me some more tea. Appreciate it. Took a pill for about 2 weeks. I was radioactive and was forbidden from leaving my house or touching anyone. Wow, that's intense. That's got to be isolate, which fortunately I happen to have a lot of practice on. Oh. Well, it sounds like everything was a success at least, so there's that. I'm gonna go over inventory real quick. I've got some materials I would love to get rid of. We'll have ways of doing that later, though. Greetings, good madam. You are the Lamensin envoy, are you not? I have received instructions to assist you. Pray make your way to the city proper and identify yourself to the conjurer at Nofika's altar. She will admit you to the lotus stand where the Elder Seed Seer awaits. Hell yeah. Well, we're going to do a bit of a walkabout so that we can learn a little bit about the town. Because Gridani is pretty. It's the foresty nation. And I like it a lot. It also pops off right around the Aetheryte. Usually. Not so much right now, but on the bigger servers you'll see like performances of music. All sorts of real silly stuff. Also, on occasion, you'll see these itinerant Moogles. And there are different events that pop up throughout the year as part of the game's like service model. Ooh. Not currently underway, so now we have a thing. We can check for when that happened. Every now and then there are events where you can pick up minions, mounts, and gear, and emotes, and all sorts of stuff that are normally seasonal or event-based. And you can do different challenges to pick up all sorts of stuff that you normally couldn't. And it's pretty cool. Everything changed when the Foresty Nation attached. On the plus side, my cousin sent me a used Nintendo Switch so I could have something to do while I've had my treatment, and that means I finally got to play Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3? Pretty good game. It is a pretty good game. Lilu. Oh my god. Ugh. She just wants to protect. Bye, Lark. Go get them Girl Scout cookies. Sorry. Card to my purse. I just... Roadhead. Kyle Drywall Puncher! God, this is like my favorite part of the game. Just seeing the names. But yeah, Bayo 3 we will eventually get to. Really asked Mari Shimazaki if she'd like to do some Monster Girls. Ended up drawing like a dozen of the best Monster Girls ever made. Yep. Wonder if I can pick up a retainer. Nope, not yet. We'll figure it out eventually. I'm gonna stop by a mender so I can finally fix my Moogle hat. There we go. Yeah, it's never too many, unfortunately. Like, regrettably, you can't have too many. It's just not possible. I also want to do a marathon stream one of these days, like a genuine marathon of playing all 3 Bayonetta games in a row. But I don't quite have the hype for it, and I'm really hoping that I can like get both of those GoFundMes that I've been posting this and past stream. Leela, you walked in here to bark. Yeah, help take her downstairs? Hell yeah. But, yeah, I'd like to get folks in on it. I would like to hype it up and get a lot of people in here, but we'll see. This guy is kind of interesting. You get to essentially exchange for gear that you might have lost or didn't get access to. So, get different accessories, you can get different mounts and minions that are all really cool, and some of which you might already have. You can tell by the little check mark next to the thing. These are all things that you can pick up for the most part through special booty whatevers. When you like start up, when you play the game for a long time, it's just a nice little like in-game achievement system. I like it. I think it's I think it's neat. I'm gonna hit this, and then we're going to go off to the field, and then back down to here, and that'll finish off all the aetherytes for this area. And we want to get all of them into town whenever we show up. It's kind of vital. It gives you a lay of the land, and most importantly, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to get around. And since we're going to be in a lot of these places a lot, we want to be ready. And if we get to the point where we're playing this game a lot, and this becomes like a mainstay, like I play it for a couple hours and then move on to, you know, our spotlight game or whatever, we're going to have a lot of opportunities to just like find stuff and do stuff. Oh. But yeah, I'm doing a photo shoot this Wednesday, which has been really weird because I've been involved more. Like, I've been getting my picture taken more and more lately, which is good. It's a good thing to do. I would honestly say, if you're somebody who does not want to see themselves on camera, get yourself on camera anyway, even if it's just with your phone, even if it's just with friends. As somebody who hated the way they looked and could not stand the way they looked on camera, the feel of being able to see the contrast between then and now is like divine. I love it, and I regret that there are so many years of my life that are not documented in photographs at all. Like, save them in multiple places that are safe. Don't try not to just use the cloud. Try to use, like, you know, genuine hard drives and bounce them around a bit. But that's just some life advice right now in the modern era. Just like, please take pictures. You will thank yourself in the future. You are the Laminson envoy. Begging your pardons, madam, but might I inspect the missive you bear? Yeah, sure. Verily, this is the seal of the Admiral of Limsa Laminsa. Please, come with me. Do you doubt me? Do you doubt dog vomit? Sup?
So you are the Laminson envoy. And an adventurer besides. The realm owes much to you and yours. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan A. Senna, Elder Seedseer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Admiral.
Oh, I was hoping it was fully voiced because I was grabbing a snack. Son of a bitch! Okay. Washing stuff down. A remembrance service for the fallen of Cardinal. To think that 5 years have already come and gone. It seems like only yesterday that the Garlean Empire attempted to seize all that we hold dear. Rising in resistance, the city-states of Eorzia formed the Grand Companies and joined hands in alliance. But unbeknownst to us, the Garleans sought not to best us in battle, but move instead to enact a terrible plot, the Meteor Project, by which the lesser moon, Dalamud, would be torn down from the heavens to annihilate all life below. In a desperate bid to save the realm from certain destruction, our forces marched for the Cartano Flats and there met the 7th Imperial Legion. More bloody a battle I have never seen, and would never wish to see again. The carnage was but a prelude to the atrocity which followed. For despite our best efforts, Dalamud continued its ascent, and from it emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who proceeded to rain fire upon Eorzia. The 7th Imperial Legion was consumed in the blinking of an eye, while our own forces fared little better. That any among us were spared defies explanation. All seemed sure to perish. As the flames converged upon us, I prepared myself for death, only for a brilliant light to envelop me, relieving me of my senses. When last I awoke, Bahamut was gone, and the land which had but moments before been aflame now seemed to me a place unknown. Not simply ruined, but change. Archon Louisoix may well have been able to shed light upon these mysteries, but he, like so many, never returned from Cartano. And so we were left with countless questions and no prospect of an answer. Yet such matters did not long occupy our thought, for we had far graver concerns. The calamity, as the devastation wrought by Bahamut had come to be known, laid our nations nigh to waste, and to this day we struggle to rebuild our lives and home. To compound matters, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, while the Empire encroaches upon our borders, consolidating its foothold in Eorzia. The outlook, in short, is bleak. In the wake of the calamity, it has been all each nation could do to nurse its own wounds. Yet, if we are to weather the coming storm, we must needs stand united once more. A remembrance service may well present an opportunity to rekindle the spirit of unity which first gave rise to the Alliance. I wholeheartedly approve of the Admiral's proposal. The necessary provisions shall be made for a service here in Gridania. I had this whole panic attack where I thought I muted the mic. You have done the people of Eorzia a fine service this day and would not put you to further trouble. I shall see that my reply reaches the Admiral anon. You, meanwhile, are bound for Ul'dah, are you not? Please, send the Flame General my regards. Ah, and if you would be so kind, should appreciate it if you would inform him that a pet of mine has been ill-behaved of late. My wolf, to be precise. Needless to say, he must be brought to heel, and I would very much welcome the General's counsel on how this might be achieved. I thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safe to Ul'dah and beyond. Why don't you know who the Admiral is? I think it's irresponsible for them to be anonymous. Yeah. That's a good bit. I like that bit. It's a good one. Kanye Senna, I am not here to discipline the members of your polycule or whatever you got. Oh, literal wolf. Gotcha. See, here's the funny thing. Hold on to those words for a minute. Yeah, oh no, indeed. Don't worry about it. Listen, don't even worry about it. Well, we're just going to blast through this, because we don't need to see all of this. Because if we pull everything off well, we'll be able to do our first dungeon today. We're not far from it. Once we're done doing our little tour, we get to do a dungeon! Got a dungeon. And we're gonna run on. And now we get to explore Ul'dah. This is the desert nation. Welcome to Ul'dah, madam. We have been expecting you. Flame General Ralban will receive you in the Fragrant Chamber. Please take a lift down to the Hustling Strip and speak with Bartholomew at the Royal Promenade. Well, okay. But of course, we're gonna go somewhere else first. The Fragrant Chamber. The Stinky Room.
Big error.
I think you just made one. Why do they call it dungeon when you dungeon the end? Why do they call it a dungeon when you dungeon the adventure in, out, hurt, get the loot? Why do they call it a dungeon when you dungeon the adventure in, out, hurt, get the loot? That's a good question. I'm having a stroke. So we're going to do our running around and pick up all our stuff. But I love the semi-brutalist look of this place. Like, everything's like very regimented. But it's also not the more military nation. It's definitely more militant. It's definitely more aggressive. But that's mostly because this place also has a coliseum. They do an interesting kind of mix of very traditional, like, stereotypes for nations in this regard. Archetypes, rather. They feel a little bit fresher than some other games, which, I don't know, keeps the appeal for me. And they managed to do this with each game that comes out, like, or with each expansion that comes out. Like, Heavensward is a lot of medieval Europe, hinterland stuff. You got Stormblood, which is a lot of, like, very Japan aesthetic and very mainland Asia references, big sweeping fields. In Shadowwalkers, Shadowwalkers? Shadowbringers? Shadowbringers. It's been a hot minute since I've played, let me tell you. Shadowbringers has, like, a lot more of a, like, fantastical Fae setup in a lot of ways. And they bounce around on the aesthetic on that a lot. And I have yet to play, well, I played Endwalker, which has a lot of its own stuff, which I'm not going to spoil. And I have yet to touch Dawntrail, but that's all like sunshine and rainbows. Cool. Very worldly. I love that. Now the only problem with Ul'dah is that it's almost as complicated to navigate as Limsa. Limsa is probably the worst one to navigate if you don't know it. Probably the worst starting point. Just because it's kind of a pain in the ass with Gridania being the easiest to maneuver around. Like, if you ever play, I wouldn't say go with Gridania just because it's easy. I would say pick the one that vibes with you the most. But you know what? It's all good. Do what you want. Yeah. Don't let the nation that you start at be the defining factor. Okay, we got 2 more, and then we can go straight up to the husting strip. Also, I finally got a text back from that audio engineer, and being tapped as a potential singer for a band, which is weird. Because I've just been doing karaoke, and it has been so bizarre seeing the reaction that people have been giving me with that. Because I'm definitely not, wow, hell yeah, real rock power. It's like wild that that's like happening. Like we're and this is somebody who successfully formed a few different bands that have since dissolved, as they do. Like local bands, yeah, they come and go with the wind. But I have 2 different groups of people I'm kind of like trying to unite, or at least arrange, so we can all do some music. Because even though I'm not making as much art, visual art, I am very interested in performance and music art, which is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I like it. I was not expecting to fall into this. Like, Lark knows. I had dreams of like getting a band started. Not necessarily rock stardom or anything, but definitely like I would like to make music with people. But that was almost 20 years ago. Reminder, I'm old. And I don't say that as a criticism. It's just, I'm old. When I say 20 years ago, I mean it. 20 years ago, when I was still an adult. Terrifying.
20 years ago.
Yep. But HRT does fantastic things, and hoo boy. I got a lot of my youth back, even though I still have old bones. "20 years ago when I was still an adult." Too real, though. Yep. To somebody less wise, you'd probably assume it was a midlife crisis, and I haven't really had that yet. I've just been doing the things I've, like, not allowed myself to do. Yeah, second 20s. I was in a band 20 years ago, too. I was an idiot teen, though. Yeah. It's an interesting time, I will say. Do I have titles yet? None. I want titles. I want... Look. Do I want to move like this, or do I want to... Oh, right. I remember what I used to have here. I used to have camera controls on my keyboard. I should get that set up soon. Lamented envoy, I presume. Would you be so kind as to allow me to inspect the missive you bear, madam? My thanks. Yes, the Admiral Steele. Please proceed. Which means a snack break for me.
Ah, a guest from Limsa. I thought I smelled stale ale. I won't hold it against you. If you're half the warrior Mervin says, 'tis a wonder you don't reek of dead Sahagin. Welcome to the Sultanate of Ul'dah. I am Ravan al-Din, General of the Immortal Flames. But you did not come all this way to trade formalities.
Snack break over. I wish that went longer. Cartano. I remember bloody Cartano. Do you know what happened that day, adventurer? When we took to the field against the Garleans. I was out of town, but my counterparts have educated you. Why deny yourself? Privation did not give you joy. I know he's a baddie, but Anton Chigurh had it right. The rule you followed brought you to this. Of what use was that rule? Yep. That's a good line. Raban looks like he's auditioning for a role in the new Doom. He's almost there. He's a shoo-in for the Dark Ages. Yeah, I know, right? Weird. It's like barely moving and stuff. You're just glad. Anyway. Connie's pet is giving her trouble, is it? Well, she should already know my mind on that subject. Wolves are beyond taming. It's but a matter of time before they bare their teeth. So it was with the Garleans 50 years ago. No sooner had they learned how to use Magitech than they began seizing territory from their neighbors. Led by then Legatus Solus Zosgalvus, they swiftly brought the other nations of Ilsabard to heel. Its own Legatus became an emperor and his republic an empire. An empire which set its sights, then, upon eorzia. But the conquering emperor is now an old man of 80 winters. His health is failing and he has no clear successor. Like as not, this is why the Garleans have been quiet of late. But the 14th Imperial Legion is still entrenched within our borders. And their commander, Legatus Gaius van Baelsar, has long harbored ambitions of conquest. Were you to strike now, I fear we would fall like so many others before us. And not only Ul'dah, but Gridania and Limsa Lominsa as well. But the calamity brought the lot of us to our knees, and we've yet to get up. We barely have the strength to stand against the beast tribes. Never mind the primals they mean to summon. We are a realm divided, adventurer. An alliance in name only. The wolf cares not for the plight of its prey. The Garleans stir, and the eldest seeds here would not let it go unnoticed. All other concerns pale in comparison to the Empire. Even the beast tribes and their bloody primals. We must stand united once more, that much is clear. And if we're to do so, we must remember the cause which last brought it together. Merowib will have a memorial. We will honor the memory of the fallen. We will remind the people of what their brothers and sisters fought and died for. Tell me more about Elf Girl Big Shoulder Cape here. Yeah. Like how this dude is like if Marv Sin City decided to let his hair get fancy. Shall I inform the Sultana and the Syndicate? I will speak with her grace myself. Very good, sir. The Admiral would have my reply anon. My thanks to you, adventurer. Wind up airship. And now we have a wind up airship minion. Call of the Sea. Alright, this is going to be a fun one. Not this one specifically, but it's going to lead us to something fun. Don't go on when replying to the Admiral. You won't know who you are. Ah, my Lady Envoy. I trust your stay in the Sultanate has been pleasant. Now, if you do not mind my asking, do you perchance have plans to visit Limsa Lominsa in the near future? So, I have information that may be of interest to you. I once accompanied the Flame General to an official visit to the seaside city-state, during which time I became acquainted with Baderon, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench. Well, the man sent word just now that he has a job for a capable adventurer. I can think of none with better credentials than you. Baderon would doubtless be pleased were you to offer him your services. And so we shall. Because we got all this set up, we can just go. Never stop with the awful jokes. Because they're not awful. They're great. Let's rush over. Talk to Baderon. Hey, bud. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. Sit wherever you like, lass. I'll be with you. Oh, but it ain't the one and only dog vomit. I was told a distinguished venturer might be reporting for duty. Fancy that adventure being you, eh? Just so you're fairly warned. So this ain't no job for the faint of heart. And you're liable to get downright bleeding hairy. But if you think you're still interested, let me know and I'll fill you in on the details. Hell yeah. Okay. What's going to get us the most benefit? Right now, nothing. Got one posted, flavor drawn, laundry dried. We're just going to fold it and then I will have a teeny bit of time to chill before I go. Aw. I'm sad that you have to go, but I'm grateful that you're here. As Aleph stated. Nope. Don't eat. Don't snack. Thank you for taking the time to help me out. I'm sure you're busy, so I'll come straight to the point. Word has it, some suspicious-looking buggers have been sneaking in and out of the Sestasha Sea Grot. Now I need a trusty sort to head up north to Aleport and find out who they are and what they're up to. Don't sound like much, I know. But since that nasty business over in Swiftbirch, folk have been a little bit uneasy. I say a bit, because all they can do not soil themselves every time the bloody floorboards creak. If you would permit me, Master Batterin, I should be happy to elaborate. Oh, that guy. Well, if it ain't the Chief Yellow Jacket himself. To what do I owe this rare honor, Commodore Raynor? Come to make sure me patrons are behaving, or just thirsty? Neither, in fact. I came to welcome Dog back to Limsa. It is well you have returned. Over the course of the past moon, there have been several sightings of an unfamiliar vessel off the coast of Aleport in the vicinity of the Isles of Umbra. This information came to my attention no more than a few weeks after a squad of my own soldiers had completed a routine patrol of the region, the Sestasha Sea Grot included. Their search revealed little save that a family of Curls had taken up residence in the caves. Nothing to concern us, in short. In light of recent developments, however, it would seem wise to search Sestasha again. But with the Sahagin testing our defenses daily, I am loath to assign the task to the limited forces at my disposal. Our line is stretched as it is. Thus, I sought the services of a competent adventurer to conduct an investigation in our stead. Any aid you can offer in this matter would be greatly appreciated. Then it is settled. Sestasha is located in western La Noscea. For more detailed instructions on how to reach the place, I suggest you consult Vamelpa. She can be found at the ferry docks on the lower decks. You're the man. Good luck to you, lass. Hell yeah. I can't wait. Oh, we got some quests to pick up too. We'll pick them up later after our first dungeon, because we're going to be back through here anyway. But all of these are things that unlock really, really good stuff for us. We want them. We desperately want them. One of which includes an esthetician. Which, yes, is going to be very important. Not that important, but we want to look good, right? You hear about Commodore Raynor's investigation, and you want to board a ferry bound for Aleport. Once you arrive in western La Noscea, though, you'd best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into Sestasha. Adventurers Guild runs the hall, and the folk there will prepare you, train you with the skills you'll need to face the dangers undoubtedly waiting for you in the Sea Grot. Hall is on the way to Sestasha, just north of Aleport. Head inside, and one of their seasoned adventurers will take you in hand. Best of luck to you, friend. We're not going to worry about that. I know we saw Costa del Sol there. Don't worry about it. We are going to be stopping by the Hall of the Novice. For the quest, it's probably pirate. We also have our new road quest, which we'll be taking after the dungeon. More ships for pirating. We're constantly shipping around here. Whenever at all possible, really. You must be the adventurer of whom the Yellow Jacket sent word. I hear you are to brave the depths of a Sastasha sea grot. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone will be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions. And you shall need the training we here at the Hall of the Novice can provide. I strongly suggest that you study the fundamentals of group combat before continuing on your mission. The smith here oversees the training schedules. Speak with him and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. Hi! When you have mastered all that our masters have to teach, it will be time to head north once more. Report to the Yellow Jacket Scout at the mouth of the Sastasha Sea Grot, and he will furnish you with the details for you. So we can do this, but we don't have to. But we do get new stuff. It's better gear, so let's do it. Yo. Ah. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. So this is non-essential story content. This is teaching us how to play the game. Because as we progress into dungeons, the needs that we have in terms of controls, in terms of expectations and mechanics, change a bit. While overworld fighting isn't that different, raiding and dungeons in 14 are very regimented. It's very finely tuned, so that if you're... Hi! Hello, Caden! How you doing? We're gonna have to fill our role very, very adeptly, or we're gonna get into a lot of trouble. We'll die, is the thing. We'll die. Got a job interview scheduled for next week. Hell yeah! I'm excited for ya. Okay, so now we're avoiding magic. Well, we're all wishing you the absolute best. And hoping you frickin' nail it. Yeah. Oh, rude. Whee! Neener. All we have to do is just not get hit. There we go. I hope the people conducting the interview do the smart thing and give you money for the privilege of your time and attention. That'd be great. There's piece one. And we're just going to keep it going until we're done with everything. So there are three main positions when raiding, and this is true of nearly any MMO. You got your tank, you got your DPS, and you got your healer. There are like over a dozen classes in this game. There were over a dozen when the game started, now there's like close to 20, and that's just combat class. So even though there are a lot of classes that are very like similar, they each have like different functions. You have like different kinds of healers, different kinds of tanks, but they all fulfill very similar roles. So no matter what, you're going to be doing kind of a lot of the same stuff. Vocational college needs an office assistant, and they even gave me info on their interview standards and requirements ahead of time, which for my brain might not be money, but is still very satisfying. Oh yeah, being given that is such a load off. Oh yeah, they used to not have the Hall of a Novice. This was this was a later addition that they did because a lot of people weren't figuring stuff out. Dungeons used to be a lot harder than they are now. We have since gotten revamps of earlier dungeons that slim them down and make them a little bit easier to focus on. It used to be really easy to mess things up. I mentioned before that Realm Reborn got a bit of an overhaul to cut it a little bit shorter. But they also revised dungeons to remove mechanics that would otherwise be reintegrated later and make them less complicated and more straightforward, which I miss, but oh my god, there was nothing more frustrating than people not knowing how to make a dungeon work. Because you would have to backtrack so much if something went wrong and somebody forgot a mechanic. So I think they were better back then, but not more accessible. In fact, one of the raids they have not tweaked since launch and almost never has people for it. Like, you have to join a free company or this game's version of a guild if you want to have any hopes of ever doing that raid. Because, like, it is so difficult and has so many little requirements of each player. They started toning stuff down, like, post-launch. But, man, that first raid was rough. But since then, like, nearly every other raid gets a lot of attention, which is pretty cool. Like, once they figured out their groove, they figured out a way to keep people wanting to play raid after raid after raid. So, if you're somebody intimidated by MMOs, hey, guess what? This is a great way to learn. Because most of what you learn here applies to every other MMO. So this one is just all about targeting the same person as your tank. And there are keyboard commands to, like, target the target of your target. I don't know who he's targeting, but I can just do that. So whenever I click on the gladiator, I can just press the T key on my keyboard, and boom! I am now fighting exactly who he's fighting. There are other keyboard commands, like if you're in a party, you can use the F1 and F1 through F4 keys to target specific party members, including yourself. And then just tap T to target their target. And of course, you can rearrange everything so that you don't have to do all that. That's what I like to do. Let's see, we got one or two more. Now we get leg pieces. Avoid engaged targets. So this one is all about combining some stuff we've learned. So now we're attacking while dodging. And I know this is kind of boring. But also it's exciting, because look, we're getting stuff. I love stuff. They used to have, and they still do, they had training exercises when kind of not long after they launched, maybe when they launched. They were like instances, but you had to queue with people. Plus we get to hear this jazzy little number. It is so good. Like, again, the music in this game is so good. Avoid engage target. Figure out which one took their ring off before coming to the orgy. Oh, God. I started wearing rings, and I am too intimately familiar with constantly fussing with my rings and constantly worrying when to hurt somebody just because I'm like giving them a fist bump. And now my brain is just filling in a lot more details that I didn't want to think about. Also, that's a very good joke. There we go. Dude, talk shit and don't get hit. Exactly. Okay, so this one doesn't have a reward, but... Oh, hey! I just got a friend request from friend of the channel and friend of the birdhouse. It's actually one of the birds. Is like... Hi! When we get stuff moved around, you'll be in a position where you'll be able to be on mic. We'll buy you some mics and stuff. Yeah. Ooh, that'll be fun. Get you a good mic so we can, like, party together. You know what game is coming out in less than 5 months is gonna have rings? Or less than a month is gonna have rings? Is it Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii? I don't know. I'm confused. Monument does a piracy. I love it. Yeah, Lark has actually been playing in the background with a new character on the server. You can pick much of his rings. Oh my god. Yes. Okay. Love stat buffs and all. Yeah, they're bringing in some RPG stuff. Okay, I need to attack this one and get him off. Get her? Yeah, her off the Conjurer. Get them off the Conjurer. This is one of the roles of a DPS. If the tank can't fulfill obligations, you gotta pick up the slack. Majima commits piracy. Turner Boy commits tax evasion. Majima commits piracy. That's how it goes. But yeah, Lark's been playing on a new character and has been building her character up for a hot minute now. And is actually crafting stuff for us so that we can get some fashion game going.
That's not quite okay. But I every combat class available to you right now to level 50. So when you do your dungeon, tank.
Hell yeah. That'll make queues a lot smaller. And oh my god, I'm looking at the menu. You can have 10 frickin' rings. Oh my god. I'm gonna love that game, aren't I? Everything you get's a ringy. Also, I mentioned to another friend of mine that you're playing 14. They immediately asked what server you're on. We're on Reflesia. I'll give more specific details as we go, but yeah, there you go. Dynamis? Reflesia on the Dynamis data center. Love that he has rings over his gloves. Of course! What's the point in having bling if nobody sees them things? Be wary of the gate. Okay. Okay. So this is the other element. Sometimes there are mechanics. And you have to go do a mechanic. If you don't do mechanics, you'll make everybody mad. Now we're going to do most of the dungeons solo in this game. So you might be wondering, why are we talking about potentially partying with people? Well, because even though there is an automated system for having parties, they're all designed with those dungeons in mind. And some dungeons don't have automated parties yet. So, you still have to party up. just once in a while. And with the right people, we have more and more of a means to do so. So, go ahead and accept. And now, Cynthia Merlot is one of our fam. Hi, Flan! And there she is. Look at you. Look at this pipsqueak. Tiny, tiny baby. Already looking good. They've been working hard getting their character together. Just that, like, in large part, just to be helpful. We got one last little bit to do. You've arrived at the mountain's peak, the final exercise. That's the culmination of your training. All the skills you've acquired will be put to the test. Put your lessons into practice and you'll do just fine. Say the word when you're ready to begin. Begin. Begin it. Let's go. I'm only streaming till about 4-ish. So I want to make sure that we get through this dungeon. So tank is the one that naturally engages with the enemy first. They have aggro, which in this game is called enmity. And DPS is mostly there to ensure that damage stays up as high as possible. Without DPS, you don't do a lot of damage. Tanks, there are some tanks that do a lot of damage. They tank by killing the enemy quickly, but they have a much harder time dealing with bullshit if the DPS or even the healer doesn't do their job and stick to the enemy. And the healer has to watch their own enmity because every action they do creates enmity from various creatures, various mabs.
Oh yeah.
So if you're healing too much, you are creating a problem for everyone. So you have to find like a nice fine line that manages your MP, manages everybody's health, and at times manages everybody's like shield, because some healers have that. You're also responsible for negating status debuffs and putting on status buffs where you can. So it's a lot of big RPG shit. DPS is kind of unique because they can also get a lot of support abilities. Like Dancer is a great class for that sort of thing. But for the most part, their requirements are very class-based rather than role-based, which is interesting. Can't make yourself too important or enemies will remember the rule of shoot the healer first. Yep. They are very quick to remember. It does not take much. And I know we're still at the beginning, but I feel like there's not a lot here that isn't at least a little convincing that this is a pretty easy MMO to get into. Very slick. It's got a lot of quality of life stuff that makes it fairly navigable. I did have to fiddle with it a lot in the beginning though, so it's not perfect, but I did get it the way I like, and it's nice. There we go. Whoop, back up. We've had like a decade and 3 reboots to find the best ways to get people onboarded. Pretty much. And even in the beginning, it was still pretty good. Just, they had some difficulties along the way. Some decisions that didn't fully work out. I am no longer a super novice. And now I got new gear. Look at me. Aw. I look so handsome. Yeah. So with the orange text, we have like our friends. And thus we can emote. Yeah, the fashion in 14 is just like pretty fantastic. Nice to have a Squeenix budget from before the crypto investment years behind, so you can refine things over time. And also, Naoki Yoshida is a good producer. He managed the money and schedule very well and got things done. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, Lark, for the friendship. I'm going to run off and do Stasha with some computerized individuals. What?
You can do party or you
I want to do computer for now, but you're set up to do party later for some of the optional dungeons. 14 now is the Squeenix budget, pretty much. It just stays active. It saved the company multiple times after nearly killing it. Please tell me you're here on Yellow Jacket duty and not some daft sod out for a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Oh, thank the gods. I assume you already know about the ship seen slipping around the Isles of Umbra. We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since that vessel was sighted. Thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So when we received word that men with questionable quality had been seen passing in and out of Sastasha here, we weren't entirely surprised. I've yet to see them for myself, but this lot belongs to those fishback fancying serpent reavers. I can imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are still fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around in the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping watch out here. Praying you don't spot any blue-faced tattoos. And there's the mechanic we're looking for. Duty support. We also have Duty Finder, which I'll talk about briefly. This explains everything we just unlocked. I understand what I must do. So Duty Finder allows us to pull up every dungeon we have access to. We can queue up and get into a dungeon, and it's fun. It's a good time. But what we want is duty support. So these are automated individuals who, in many ways, you can level up just based on how often you run dungeons with them, which is a great way to earn loot. We're going to be getting a lot of gear here, and this is a great way to do it because you're not in competition with the other players. So it's fine. Normally, when you sign up for a dungeon, you go here, you unlock it. Now you can do this. Boop. Yeah, there's a great documentary from NoClip about the fall and rise of Final Fantasy XIV, its development, the effect the tsunami had on its development, and how it changed the storyline, and then was subsequently brought back as an element in a later content update. Like, it's wild. It's some really cool stuff. All right, so now, with these guys, we're gonna have them go and do their thing. We'll engage with the enemy initially, but the automated tank is very good at just doing the thing. So we ain't gotta worry. All we really need to do is just make sure that we target our tank's target and keep beating people. As you see, we have like all this stuff right here. Oof. We'll be uncovering the map as we go. We even get achievements for exploring the map fully, which we're going to try and do every time we go into a dungeon. As long as we're not with other players. This shouldn't take us more than 30 to 45 minutes to do, which will put us right at time, I think. Or we're just gonna have fun. Let's see. Find a bloodstained scrap of parchment with the message scrawled upon it in faded ink. The captain likes his seas blue. So this is actually a clue to a puzzle later on. And it's not really a puzzle, it's like a switch, but whatever, we're doing it. If we don't do it correctly, we get into an unnecessary fight that wouldn't otherwise happen. Friend said service full, but also asked me to tell you, rally ho! Rally ho! It's full for now, but it was also a preferred server for a second, so I think it might bounce in and out. What? Yeah, it's just full. May just be that the queue is long. Peak hours, I don't know. But love them pinky hits. Target the target to the target. There we go. I need to set up a macro just for like targeting the target of my target. And very quickly getting the tank selected. Oh, and I got some HUD adjustments. So we're gonna bump this down about, say, here. That should get it out of the way. Oh, no, that's not where I wanted it. Focus target bar. Well, my alliances clearly visible. Very important. This is kind of like egregiously right in the way, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Then we got giant clams, which we need to kill very quickly because it keeps spawning enemies. I don't know. I ran dungeons for a long time in this game. I did a lot of end game stuff. I raided. I was one of them fools who raided. And did weekly and daily tasks every day. I would love to do it again because I do adore this game. Say what? Yeah, I think it'd be worth doing. Just to like form our own online guild, just straight through the stream or something. I don't know. It could happen if my audience gets big enough for something like that. Oh yeah, that actually reminds me. We're now at the 4-year mark, coming in 2 days of this channel's existence, which is wild to me. Literally been 4 years since I started streaming. Now that doesn't include like when I took it seriously. But as far back as I can tell, '22, baby. Jolly Tetraversary. It works. Aggro Clam, not to be confused with indie game studio Aggro Crab, creators of Another Crab's Treasure. Yep. Oh man. Missed an opportunity to kill the clam before. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna try to stream on Monday. I have an appointment in the morning, and then why not? We'll stream something. So Monday, stream. We're gonna have ourselves a little anniversary. It'll be fun. I'll try to plan something different from 14. I don't want to do this every time. I don't want this to be the only game I stream. Ever. Why not? The best reason. Pretty much. I figure if I was planning on playing Deadly Premonition, and I figure, why not? I like Deadly Premonition. I want to celebrate. Ooh, just in time for Virtua Fighter 5 Revo. Oh my god. Oh no. But I bought that on PC. And I have an arcade stick. I have multiple arcade sticks. Ugh. I hate to hear it. I hate to know. I just keep having opportunities to play video games in the way that I enjoy it. I's a fun character. And she was my main after a while. Not initially my main. Okay, so remember that memo at the beginning? Well, we got 3 different coral formations. And we're going to hit the blue. Inconspicuous switch. But we're not done yet. This fight is mandatory. So we're just going to kill it. But yeah, there's some news. Virtua Fighter 6 is currently in development. They've shown they've shown some concept videos, and sort of in celebration, they are putting out another version of Virtua Fighter 5, which I'm really excited about. When I get good enough to be able to smash my IRL friends if they ever come home to visit, I want to learn how to play Vanessa. Vanessa was my big long main from starting with 4. Like pretty much the instant I saw her, I was like, this is the only character I'm playing. Okay, we got an ethereal blast gorget. Because this is an RPG, we got to keep our eye out for treasure chests because they contain all sorts of things from potions to Phoenix Downs to gear that you can only get in dungeons. So normally you can set it up so that people can round robin it, or they can like set up different rules. Like a lot of MMOs do that. But yeah. Fortunately, my brain is too small to play Vanessa so far. Honestly, like once you learn the similarities between the two stances, you're golden. Vanessa's just fun. And I would like to actually stream fighting games. I don't know if my computer can handle it. It is getting older. I do need to update it. And I don't have cash flow that is significant enough for me to do so yet. I like her wahoo! Oh, Captain Madison. We're going to see a lot of him in the very early dungeon. Just 2, really, but he's a hoot. For those of you who have been around since we played Final Fantasy Origins Stranger in Paradise, this Sastasha was the representative of 14 that they used. That game had different areas that were all based on different Final Fantasies, each one like being a little tribute to an area from those games. The 6 representation had the floating continent, like just as an example. font was so small that I thought he said he was going to do something else to your throat. Oh, God. We don't need that. Or Origin Stranger in Paradise references. That stuff was standard. I loved that game. I didn't end up getting around to playing the DLC because I hadn't heard great things about it. But like with most DLC that Team Ninja puts out for their games, eventually it gets good. Okay, so we got a lot of rooms to check out while we're here. We're going to do this now because otherwise we're not going to have an opportunity later. At least not anytime soon, unless I feel like running this dungeon to build up my character, get more equipment, etc. Getting the Steam Deck delayed. My need to upgrade my PC, but yeesh, my boy's old. Yeah, mine isn't that old. It can run this mostly just fine, and when I'm not streaming, it runs great. But I also have a larger monitor, so sometimes that creates a problem. The hole! I found it. The hole. And there's the key to the hole! Fuck dating, we figured everything out. Okay, and this will lead us to freeing some maidens. Hey there. And we're gonna open up a treasure. We got some goggles, which we're gonna put on. And we can actually see it on us. Because it's not a hat. TV looks good in goggles. That was pretty good. This game launched. Well, yeah. That's how it tends to go. Oh, hey. What are you doing? Are they just kicking the shit out of each other? I guess they are. Okay. Time does keep happening. Kinda hate it. Oh man, what I wouldn't give for an AoE right now. Come on. Almost there. Oh, somebody healed. Bastard. Oh my god, stop healing. You know what? Vulnerability. Okay, that got rid of him. Right. I was not happy with that. He just kept healing over and over again, and we weren't doing enough damage to actually get him down. But now, we're free. And we got a skirt, which I think is for Disciple of Magic, so don't need to worry about that. We're gonna swerve north for the rowers' quarters. Oh, you know what? Vulner's your ability. Freshly vulned. I want to have myself a ride cape while I do this. Very cheesy. I like these a lot. Wait, is there treasure over here? Hey, do y'all got treasure? No. So y'all are just jerks. There's no reason to kill you other than I don't want to see you live anymore. Let me hold $1. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna swerve around. We're gonna hopefully find something here. I want all the things. Okay, you also contain nothing. I thought y'all were cool. But y'all are just a bunch of nerds. Hanging out by yourself, doing nothing. Some real weenie hours, really. Then we have the navigator's quarters over here. Maybe that'll have something? Please have something. It does have a coffer. Hell yeah. That's what I like to see. Anything that helps us keep our gear up to snuff is going to be great. That's why we're doing duty support instead of regular duties, because then we don't have to fight for that equipment. The advantage to using regular duties as opposed to duty support is that, well, very simply, they just go by a lot faster. The automated, the NPC adventurers don't have the best gear. And they're not very efficient, so what you wind up with is a bunch of well-meaning but kind of ineffectual party members who, they get the job done, they'll keep you alive, that's kind of it. As we get later in the game, they start allowing for duty support with, like, named NPCs, where they can kind of use some unique benefits, and they're a bit better. But nothing beats actually playing with other players. Also, nothing is worse than playing with other players. So you get both sides. Great. Come on. And down. I'm not one of them. I swear it on what little remains of my virtue. Very, very small growth. To be fair, the man is just very, very large. They bumped up his size just to be more intimidating. But they are also very small, so. Size different city. Oh yeah. Frankly, they could have gone harder. Oh yeah. Bunny Boys could have been really small.
It could have been tiny.
Some folks got a thing for it. They do! They should allow for it. Alright, who are you going to target? This guy? In a second, there are going to be some Durgs running in from over here. And we want to be ready. Hit him with the vulnerability. Keep up pressure. And here they come. The dogs are, of course, much lighter weight. They go down a lot easier than most other mobs. And they make the worst noise, which is why I tend to have the sound effects turned down lower. And let the music take charge, because I just like this balancing better for this particular game. It's like one of the only games where I do that. Might you consider a parlay? No. Kill the Durg. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot of good times with this game, and the fact that I had characters that I brought up so high, like I beat the game. I beat all the way up to Shadowbringers on 2 different characters, and I kept re-rolling because I just had fun with it. The process of like gaining and like building and collecting is just really entertaining. Really good. I don't think we have any more treasure to pick up. Oh, jeez. My dude. I didn't know you were going to pull that much. There we go. This is still manageable. Any tank that can't handle 5 is not a very good tank. Pop that. Here we go. Yeah. And one last little mob before we bounce into the boss. We're actually under time. I was expecting it to take a little bit longer, but nope. We're about to do our thing. And boop. And boop. And boop. And there we go. Not everybody's dead, but there's also not treasure, so screw it.
You surely are spawning around Shorewalker.
Boop. The Zalagines are not happy.
The Lord of the World shall sup upon your souls.
Yeah, sure. So this one has an interesting mechanic. Around here you'll see unnatural ripples. Every so often you will see them bubble up, and we need to go and stand on those gates so things don't pop out from them. Like so. Or that happened. In many ways, this can make things pretty overwhelming, but for the most part, it's fine. Ah. You can also just ignore them. Which is what a lot of people do in parties. Like, they're like, yeah, you know what, screw it. Burn. Vaguely remember Kingdom Hearts being mentioned. Robin, can I link your stream? The terrible stuff I've been bashing together. Please. Please do. It's really good. I like it a lot. Okay, you know what? We're burning. Hell yeah. Just some good deep fried memes for you. And pop. And that's our first dungeon. Hell yeah. Which means we get access to the big chest. But because we already own the thing that was in it, you can't pick it up. So we're still vulnerable to RNG. And now, time to go back to Battering. I think from here on, we're going to do some like really basic questing, push the storyline a little bit until it sends us out. Go to the Marauders, or go to the Rogues Guild, pick up the quest there. See how far we can chase that, and set us up for next time, because we're gonna wind down in about 20 minutes. Then we'll talk about what all we want to do, because like we don't have to do this forever. Like if people aren't into this, that's cool. But I am trying to have like the cleanest run I can, so that people get as much of a story as possible. Aye, such a task is on the books. Was, mind. Fred's ship's already sailed, friend. Ah. Might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Sestasha? Seems that ship has not only sailed, but now returns to harbor none the worse for its voyage. Pity. Dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter. We'll return and our chance will come. All right, of course. There shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. Not a wink of sleep, great leader. Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in eorzia. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through rough times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You would not think to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as arms and armor for the spirit. Wish you fortune in your endeavors, milady. Literally, the game just kind of going, figure out what you want to do. You've seen a lot of this game. As long as you keep pushing towards it, you're good. Magnan, are ya? With all your limbs and a tail to tell, I wager. Wager. Fishbacks. Here I was thinking it'd only have a crack a pirate skull or 3. 7 hells, you turn your back for 5 bloody minutes and the scaly bastards have set up shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still, sounds like you left them in pieces, so I don't suppose they're carrying out whatever mischief they was planning. Let's say it was planning on feeding themselves to the fauna of Sestasha, of course. Any road, all's well that ends well. Thanks for shedding some light on the mystery. You get the job done, lass. You always do. Now, I'll bet you're dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking on another job. Just so happens, I've had a request from our sister guild in Gridania, see. Seems the forest folk are in need of a adventurer who can get jobs done. For them to ask for help like this, you can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade. After the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything you can't handle. It's a shot when you're ready and I'll lay it out for you. Yay. Party Finder! It's a nice little mechanic where if you've got something in mind that you want to do, you can find other people who are trying to get a group together for that task. Really ready to hear about that job, then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know. Whatever it is you get asked to do, I somehow doubt it'll pose any trouble for adventurers who survived the Bedlam in Sestasha. Think it might be interested, you'll want to have words with Mother Mune there, me counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, lass. Okay, so now we get to check out other things. We all know how it feels to have had one too many, so I'll not fault our patrons for much of what goes on at our tables, but is it too much to ask them to keep their belongings on their person when they leave? It didn't bother me so much if half of them didn't show up a week later, ranting and raving as if their drunken heedlessness was somehow my fault. Take this impressive-looking journal right here. Soft used as it seems to be, I've no doubt its owner is tearing up the town searching for his prized possession. Yeah, motivation is really hard. Sometimes you have to build momentum by starting, and it's really hard to get yourself to the point where you're starting once you're in a certain state. Stranger he was, a swarthy Rogadine who enjoyed his drink. Seemed to be getting on well with one of our regulars, Quentin named. Perhaps you could still catch up with him and spare me the headache. I'd offer you a free drink, but last time I did that, batter and docked my wages. Unfair. Utterly unfair. Have I seen who? Look, just because I spend more nights at the wench than in my own home doesn't mean I'm mates with every sod who comes stumbling through the doors. Wait a minute, that bloody book. Why didn't you say so sooner? Tight-arse bastard drained 20 flagons and promptly passed out, leaving yours truly to foot the bill. Said he was heading for Aleport. Aye, where else the scurvy stop? And Mia Willen, he's still stranded at the ferry docks, though God knows won't help me get Gil back. Fine. We're also gonna talk to Dodgebee. You're either a brave woman or a fool. Friend, to be wandering the streets of Limsa today, what with a slasher of Fisherman's Bottom on the loose. Not heard. There's a madman about. Clyde said he brandished his blade so long and sharp they could gut a whale. No one's seen any blood yet, but that hasn't stopped the rumors from sending shivers up spines in every alehouse in town. But you're still standing before me tells me you don't scare as easily as the rest. Perhaps you could assist with the investigation. To start with, you might want to look into that scream I just heard outside. Well, we gotta check that out, right? It's right there. Is it Sephiroth? Sounds like Sephiroth. What are you waiting for? That's him, the slasher. Apprehend him, toss him in jail, throw away the key. Or gut him and feed his lifeless body to the sharks for all I care. Just do something. Oh, woe is me. Whatever did I do to deserve this cruel fate? For 6 moons, I saved every last guild, my husband's hard-earned wage, foregoing new shoes, a new purse, sometimes even food for our children, all in anticipation of this day. What's so special about today, you ask? Why this day marks the arrival of a world-renowned esthetician in Limsa. My endless patience and self-control were to be rewarded with a hair-raising transformation that would have every fashion conscious lamenting, oohing and eyeing in admiration. Instead, I find myself accosted by this lecherous lout. Speaking of which, weren't you going to do something about this? Go ahead, have your way with him. I doubt he has anything to say for himself. No matter what I say, all I receive are accusations and looks of horror. I swear this is not what it seems. You taught me too, friend. If I can stop shooting, that'd be great. Gotta go pick up B so we can go do a thing. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for stream, Robin. Thank you for coming.
Bye, AJ.
Bye, AJ. Have your way with me. I don't want... Actually, though. Oh, the ignominy of it all. Of course you take our side. A shame is there not one sympathetic ear in this entire nation. An artiste of my renown should be welcomed with open arms, a 21 cannon salute. Instead, I am branded a criminal. The tools of my trade contain the extensions of my very soul, ripped unceremoniously from my person like barnacles from the side of a frigate. Will not last long in my weakened state. No, even as we speak, the world around me grows dim. My dying breaths, I speak unto you 3 names, 3 kind souls who may yet put right what has gone so rightfully wrong. Lord Master Hananza of Maldik and Vimelis, Guildmaster Beaton of the Gridanian Carpenters Guild, and Severian at the Alchemist Guild in Ul'dah. There is an ounce of compassion in you. Seek them out and tell them Jandalin sent you. When my soul is restored and my name rightfully cleared, all of them, nay, the entire realm will sing your praises. For I, Jandalin, am none other than this. I have no idea what you could have possibly meant. Anyway, not my problem. Let's go. So, next up. We could probably open up the Lev meat, but I'm going to instead head on over to check out the Rogue Guild, because I think we're already going to be at the Fisherman's Guild. We're already going to be near another quest. That's a whole thing. If you have business with me, be quick about it. The ferry and the next great adventure await. My journal. I thought I had it lost forever. Pardon my rudeness, friend. Perhaps I shouldn't have stopped after 19 flagons. Did you steal a glance at its pages, perchance? No? Shame, that. But this book contains, what I say, a record of my numerous adventures. Quite the inspiring read, if I do say so myself, which I believe I just did. You have the air of an adventure about you, if one still untested. But take heart, even the most accomplished adventurer, and I speak from personal experience, was once a whelp with more dreams than sense. Were there only some way for me to repay you? But of course, I have a fresh journal right here that might as well have your name on it. Why not keep a record of your own? One day we might regale each other with stories of our deeds. With that, I shall be off. For adventure, a flagon of 20 of this realm's finest ale calls me. Fare you well on your journey, and next time you find yourself at the wench, you thank that Ellison fellow for his generosity. Nah. Well, that was easy. And now we have logs. They're logs. They're logs. Exactly. So we have all sorts of different things we can do to bump up our experience. This is another part of the achievement system, but it's mostly for, like, experience, skill, that sort of thing. Oh. All right, let's get in here and get this one started. Been practicing your dance steps, dog, because we're about to ready to run rings around Captain Malala and her squads. Hill Jackets have been pressing their investigations into the treasures what was cloyed from that maelstrom tub, but as you know, we've got our own network of coves who don't miss naught of the goings on about town. As for the sharp end of a job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? The Gav's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for the now. When you get down to it, we have two goals for this job. Fight back them three treasures, and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. And be sure that the Yellow Jacket Shrew will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks. And seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we'd best not drag our dew-beaters on this one. I say we grapple them baubles out before she's even lifted anchor. Give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awful keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jack. Aye, well, here's the thing. Send me a grievance to Thalassocracy regarding the Shrew's challenge. Them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Malala to blunder about in the scary diamonds now, would we? Very gentlemanly of you. Well, them's the card them's the cards what we've been dealt, ain't they? Stow your quips in. Let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of that Maelstrom vessel, we're looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. which is totally not ominous. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. Cerulean star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond which shines like, well, like a star, I suppose. And we got the silver toros, pair of earrings, what once graced the waddles of a sultana in Ul'dah. There's a tale there, but one what don't concern us at present. Lastly, this black sarcophagus thing, I'm afraid that one remained a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all three of these trinkets was recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. As you know, a pirate will usually sell this plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods, whether it's too extravagant or just too bleeding rare for the average coal to deal in. Our three wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. The bidding began in Aelfurt. The thalassocracy weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, and organized the tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's where our mark swooped in and picked up the transport clean. I had a few wids with the maelstrom sailors that survived the attack, and they pointed the fingers at the grinning curs. Problem is, not one coal's seen hide nor hair of the curs. Not to mention their bloody ships since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Jack. But you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo, what was colloid from that transport, was just found during a routine inspection at the Lithagran checkpoint. Lithagran? But the girls made landfall then. What are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I heard. But the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. We better get eyes out there quick like. Dog, underfoot. Fresh for a run, ain't you? Come on, lass. I'll race you out to the checkpoint. You know what? Screw it. Let's do a little bit of this. I want... We're going to be down south. Well, I don't know. We're only about 4 minutes out, and I think we might be good. Oh, I hate this. I hate this feeling. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and park ourselves next to the Ether Shard and get ready to wind down for the day. What all did we pull up? We did our first dungeon. We have access to the airship. We're able to do all sorts of stuff. Now that we have access to Duty Finder, duty support, we're working on a bunch of quests, including our rogue quest, of course. And when we start next time, we're going to be like transporting ourselves to Tempest Gate, most likely. And calling good. Got some epic cutscene stuff. We learned more about the Garlean Empire. That's right. And we're kind of getting a knack for like what the main story is going to be about for the foreseeable future, for the next 30 levels, which is going to go a lot slower. But thankfully, we're playing the revised version. So it's not going to be too long. Like, we were earning experience like nothing, so I think we'll be fine. So that said, maybe we're good. Maybe we're good. God, what level? I want to check something real quick. This is our level 20 quest. We can do a whole bunch of rogues quests just to get us started next time. It might be fun. Just clean up because we get quests every 2 to 3 levels up until 50. And then they're at very set pace. So they're fewer, but longer and more substantial. And we got to say hi to Lurk, who just dropped by and sent a friend request.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff set up. We also talked about what we're doing on Monday, which might be Deadly Premonition, might be just me picking out a game that I just feel like playing. It might just be a fun little anniversary where we just swap between a bunch of games. I don't know yet. I'm going to try and think hard about it. But for now, I'm good to go. As I mentioned, we got 2 GoFundMes, which I would strongly appreciate any assistance, any help in pitching in, boosting it around. I'll re-boost the stuff on Blue Sky. But I want to help them as best I can because Brody and Kiki Lemieux are fantastic people. And they have been like really good friends to us. And I don't want to let that kindness go unpaid. So, with all that said, thank you all for coming. If you want to watch more of these videos, you can check out the VODs on youtube.com/Andrewjack or here on Twitch. Like they're available in perpetuity forever, and I even curate them, so you can just throw it on a playlist and just vibe. It's a good time. If you want to support the channel, I have a Ko-fi at kofi.com/Andrewjack, and you can also just subscribe. Like, I love it. You get access to a whole bunch of emotes. It's good time, and it keeps my affiliate status going. So, with all that said, thank you all for coming. Get high. Like, let's see. Yes, I do remember how everything goes. Get hydrated, get vaccinated, get masked up. Be good, be safe, be awesome, and be gone. Bye. So rusty. Don't judge me.